Hello and welcome to Blood and Song. I am your GM, Johnny, and tonight I am joined by Bradley.
Oh, yeah.
Ryan.
Hello.
Dan.
Hello. Nice try.
Joffrey.
Hello.
Christine.
Hello.
And Sean.
Hello. I'm eating a pepper, and that's the only weird thing about me today.
I honestly thought you were just
Nothing else.
eating orange peel for a while.
I think that's the first time someone's called me Bradley in about 10 years.
Bradley.
I didn't call you Bradley, I call you Bradley.
Oh, right, okay. And then probably longer then.
Good to see you paying attention. Bodes well for tonight, doesn't it?
Sean used to get
how is
packages
everybody?
through for Cian Scott, which is
Cian, yeah.
Is Cian
Scene.
Scott?
Well,
Yep.
scene, like being.
Yeah, we'll see. I realised why recently, by the way, and it's not sort of. It took me this many years to figure it out, but it's because because obviously it's mostly foreigners reading in a second language. I don't have a second language, so good on them. So they go C.
I mean, you're barely coping with English.
I know, right? They go C as in SEA, and then they put an N on it. So I'm not even mad anymore when they say CN. I sort of get it.
Actually, you do speak another language, Sean, because us Scots, we're born with the ability to speak English and the language of love.
Oh God.
Hence this. No, it's not.
Christine's
it's not
just
that.
tired.
Unfortunately,
2022
it's mostly
started off
gibberish.
badly.
Whatevs.
So,
to
has
answer your
anything
question, Johnny,
interesting happened to people?
I think we're good. I think we're happy to be back. I think we're all in good spirits to see each other again,
Yeah.
which I think is nice.
Yeah, much more
Yeah,
positive.
it's
going into
nice.
2022. It's nice, isn't
I
it?
agree.
Yep.
I mean,
Yeah,
it's
I
only
mean
been
that
2
positivity
weeks, so-
extending to the dress code as well, which I like to see, like a
might
nice
wear the-
relaxed dress code.
Hell yeah! I've been wanting to wear this. I wear it every day while I'm working, of course, because we've got the privilege to work from home. And I
thought
do.
you just walk into the office. Just
Yeah.
really casual office.
That'd
Yeah.
be awesome. I'd be such a baller.
Is
I
it all
ju-
Aquila? It looks like an all Aquila.
I don't
does
actually
look
know
like
what
an
it
all
is.
Achille.
It does.
Mariko got it for me. She's got good taste. My fiance
Probably
got
all
it for me.
Aquila then. I was
Yeah.
gonna say.
But I just wanted to represent the start of 2022 as I mean to go on. Completely relaxed, comfortable, zen. I've just come out of the bath. This is going to be
Commando.
good. Commando.
Yeah.
I do have underwear on, by the way. It's
Oh.
an unusual combo.
That makes one of us.
Sorry, just in my
I'm talking about a
in my-
bra. I'm wearing a bra.
Yeah, of course. In my head
Yeah.
canon, Sean, you are still eating orange peel, by the way. Just you can say it's a pepper as much as you like. And yet
One of the best things in the world is eating a pepper raw, like in its whole form. It's just one of the most pleasurable things. It's like drinking from a
I'll
cup.
take your word for it.
Drinking from
Is
the
it
tap
like-
with your hands. Like
Or
that.
is
is it
it
your
like-
favourite thing?
Caveman.
Eating a black chili pepper. That's your favourite thing
That's
to eat
your
raw,
favourite.
isn't it,
Well,
Sean?
I have
he's
an offer. I have an offer. Eat a Kit Kat without breaking the fingers off. Eating all 4 in a go.
I did that when I was lazy, when I got lazy. Yeah.
When I got
Lazy.
lazy. The bad
it.
old days when
What a
Bradley got
burn.
lazy.
What's that about?
What you mean you didn't do the advert thing of like slice your
Ah.
fingers down and then snap?
That is the only way I eat a Kit Kat
No.
now. I can't eat it any other way. I have to
What, 4
be
fingers
the...
in? Or...
No. That's
I do
different.
the thing where you rub it to make it show the Kit Kat sign, and like the foil, rub the foil.
Nice.
I'm sure that's got a name.
I still fold the foil around the
Yeah,
bottom so that I
weird.
don't get chocolatey fingers.
We're still talking
like a
about
Oh
Kit
yeah, I
Kat,
do that
right?
with every
Yeah.
chocolate I eat. I do
It's
that
taken a
all
bit
chocolates.
of a tangent, to be honest.
Oh.
No, I mean just it sounded all very innuendo-y, and for a minute.
That's just
Talking about Kit
That's
Kat,
just
right?
you,
Actually,
Joffrey.
I think it was the
That's
least innuendo
genuinely
We've had
this
different-
entire game
Yeah.
always sounds innuendo. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, don't know what it is.
Hey, Christine, it's really nice
Hi.
to see your face again. I've missed your
Thank
face.
you.
Hello.
I've missed your faces
I've had all these
too.
bearded faces for too long, and now I can see your face. and it's
Everybody is
nice.
beardy.
Well, it was
I feel like I'm
moustached
letting
for a
the two
bit.
down a little
Someone
bit.
said it was they were a barber and they liked it because it was every stage of beard available.
That's true.
Oh,
True.
yeah,
did say
that was a
that.
while ago. Yeah.
Gosh, yeah, tick them all off if you've got a bingo card, don't you? Really? So, well done, guys.
How was your
You're
Christmas
part of that
this
team.
year, Christine?
Mm. My obviously my Christmas was busy for Panto, which I've just regaled the stories of COVID attacks and all sorts. So it was eventful, but we had an amazing cast. Honestly, we had the first show. We had obviously there's the bit of the prologue with the fairy on stage, and then there's a big number normally at the top of the show, and Beauty came off because we were doing Beauty and the Beast. She came off into the wing after her first number next to me, and the pair of us had a little bit of an emotional moment because we were like, that's our first proper show opened for 2 years. Yeah, it was a really, really good feeling. So Hooray! We've got
Long
Yeah.
may
food to the
continue into
children.
2022. Yeah.
Yeah, I hope so. Let's see what happens. But yeah, it's been fun. And Christmas Day was lovely. Just it was a bit of a quiet one, but we had family come around in the afternoon, which is the best way to do it. Honestly,
That's
have
what
the
we do, yeah.
morning in your pajamas. You know, me and mum. I bought me and mum a bit of a nail kit, so we were together on Christmas morning, and we stayed in our pajamas and we painted our nails and ate some breakfast, opened the presents between ourselves because we couldn't wait till everyone else turned up, and then they all came in the afternoon, and it was fine. We got dressed just in time, and then in the evening I got my text saying that the dancer had tested positive, and then it all turned back into work. But the daytime was great.
Aw.
Yay.
Yeah,
Well,
we
if
were
this
like,
ever
"Oh."
reaches Italy, we crossed the streams on Christmas Day in a way that is culturally incredibly dangerous. As
We.
Yeah, I'm
Anyway,
getting pretty
yeah, I was just
confused
thinking-
here.
the royal we, Dan. I obviously, well, probably not obviously to you. There are Christmas traditions that are sort of rival traditions, you know, like the alternative speech or the Queen's speech. Now, we don't do any of that in our immigrant family. We traditionally do panettone as the dessert of choice or like the gift of choice. However, in Italy, there's a big rivalry. You're either a panettone family or a pandoro family, and I brought both to Christmas Day. I was like, let's just have both. I'm not about fighting one side or the other. I'm about eating two
What if
desserts.
you're a panna cotta
after
fan?
6 course. Get fucked because it's a piece of shit.
Yes, Brad. Yes, Brad. Throw that in.
Ruined.
I was
That's
just
a summer dessert, Brad. It's not a doughy, heavy thing filled with almonds and lemon.
Anyway,
It's a
Dan,
heavy
how was
thing if
your
you eat half a
Christmas?
panna cotta in one
Dan, how was
sitting.
your Christmas?
My Christmas was lovely. Thank you for asking,
Jolly
Christine.
good. You're very welcome. How was Noah? Did you enjoy
He's
it? Did Sarah
very well.
enjoy it?
Yeah, they both enjoyed it, and most importantly, I didn't have to do panto over Christmas.
Yeah, I
I
know.
put it in, walked away, and they survived all
Wow.
the way through their run. Unbelievable.
All of them?
All of them. Not
Excellent.
one COVID illness, and made it all the way
Yeah.
through the run.
Really pleased for you. Yeah.
Because you taught them well.
That's good. Yeah, taught them not to get COVID. I taught them how to do it. The theatre looked after them. I know loads of theatres looked after them really well and did lots of things, but anytime they were nervous about something, because they were rightly nervous, that they introduced all those things. And I know theatres around it, it's just luck, isn't it? We got lucky.
It genuinely is just
Yeah.
luck.
That's
It doesn't matter
basically
what
what
you
it is.
like, you know, to be honest.
And drinking red wine. Red wine helps.
Studies.
Antioxidants, it's fine. Yeah.
No, there's so
And
I.
a bit of beer. And so a little
So
bit of gin as
apparently,
well,
red
don't forget
wine
that.
kills 99% of bacteria that cause
This
sore
is
throat.
this
Yes.
is this
I'm
this
gonna
is a
believe it.
Spanish study. I am
Yes.
100%
I
sure.
did want to say,
And I
yeah.
too.
Sure. Spanish red wine kills
Yes.
100% of anything bad for you.
Damn it, why aren't we in the EU anymore? Why can't we work this out? Oh well.
Oh my
Yeah.
god.
But yeah, we had a
How's
weird...
Nottingham, Ryan?
Sorry.
Cold.
We're up
Well,
north
that's
now.
it.
That's it.
Yeah.
North.
We'll
I'm
never
in the
see you
north
again.
now. I'm in the wild north where
He won't ever
There,
come back because
statistically,
he's
there's-
so far away. He can't come back for the weekend because it's a long drive.
to be truthful, Dan, I can't come back because apparently there's more women than men in Nottingham. So that works
I
out.
see.
And there's
That-
a lovely castle.
I love Nottingham.
You
But
just
that
outweighed,
statistic
like,
isn't
the
very
two.
helpful. Let me just tell you, there can be more cats than rats in a place. That doesn't mean those rats won't live. That's all I'm saying.
That's very true. But yeah, it's
Are
still early
you
doors.
comparing? No, not unpacking that one.
Yeah, don't worry. I considered it.
It's still early doors. I still haven't had a full chance to explore yet. But I'm joining a new choir this week, hopefully. So
Yay.
we'll see how that goes. There's a roller rink not far from me, so check that out. A couple of climbing walls. I haven't figured out the good watering holes yet, but I'm sure it will get explored over the next few weeks.
I think there's a rock choir in Nottingham, pretty sure. But I don't know. Is that what
Now,
type of
what
choir you're
Ryan
in?
really wants is a rock climbing choir.
Oh man, that'd be good, wouldn't it?
I'd be so
would
out of breath.
actually be
Yeah,
excellent.
that does not sound healthy.
And then when you
And
get
all
to
they
top
do
of
is
the
I
beer,
war.
don't have the core strength.
That's it. Yeah, a
I
red
don't have
wine
the core
on
strength
top.
for both.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's good. Thank you.
You're
Cool.
welcome.
We've got
Right, well,
frozen
that's a
Johnny, I
nice
know you.
cheery 22. No, I'm still here. Have I frozen?
Oh, you're
No, he's
right.
still
You're
there.
right.
Pretty dodgy. We'll have to sort you out while we do the intro.
Sort you out, man.
Sort you out. We'll swat you. That'll sort out
You
your
can see you
internet.
wobble,
Yeah, we can
unfortunately.
see you
now
wobble,
he's
mate.
pretending
Oh,
not to.
sorry.
Your years of-
I was hoping there wouldn't be enough internet.
your
I've
years
I've still
of
got shaky
mindless
hands
shakes
from
are
moving all
still
the
there.
furniture.
A friend of mine was drunk once, and he was pretending to be drunk, and he was walking as if he was drunk, and he fell over because he was actually drunk. He didn't realize he was drunk. He was at uni. Didn't realize he was drunk, but he was like, "I'm not drunk. If I was drunk, I'd walk like this." And then he fell over because he was drunk.
Was that friend you? Are you that friend?
It was me.
Is this anecdote? Yeah.
Alcoholic. This is my intervention.
I feel
It's
like that's
worst
the best way to
intervention
do
ever.
anecdotes, is to tell stories about yourself, but it was someone else.
Oh, we're gonna level that against you now, Bradley, with everything you say.
No. I never talk about myself.
Yeah, he doesn't leave the house.
Wink.
He doesn't have any
Oh, that's not
anecdotes.
Or
true.
about
When you
everybody
get
else.
drunk,
That's
yeah.
the point.
Yeah. We're
Yeah.
not going into that though.
Yeah, we know about
Definitely not.
that. That's on our-
Speed at
that's
which
on
you
our-
shut it down makes all of us want to go into it, and we all.
I know
now-
it does, and I'm really worried for this stag do in May that you're just gonna fucking go.
Oh
out.
yes, of course. Yeah, but the
Okay.
thing is, Brad, I've seen you in various conditions, haven't I, over the years, and I'm still here.
The
So don't
worst
worry.
of conditions. Yeah.
Brad, are you drinking soup or tea
Tea.
out of a
Out of
bowl?
a soup bowl.
I bought a matcha tea, so I thought I'd buy a matcha bowl.
Oh no,
as
that's
well.
cool. Yeah, that's what
Fair
I
enough.
thought might be happening, but I was just double checking.
Why is it white? I thought matcha tea was green.
Because the powder has not dissolved properly, and it's annoyed me.
Oh.
British matcha tea.
Yeah, I
By the
know.
whisk.
British matcha tea.
By the whisk.
I did do a whisk. I whisked it for ages as well. Made sure it's the correct temperature.
Well, listen,
Genuinely,
I know,
come here for the D&D, stay for the,
Well,
the
I know-
culinary tips.
I know exactly the person who can help you with making tea.
Faeza!
That was the
Smashed it.
segue. That was, I'm not
Smashed
allowed to
it.
say roll the tape. I've learned. I'm not,
No, you're not.
I would have been. I could have said it, but I'm not going to. So Johnny,
Yeah.
you can
How
say
much-
that again and roll
No,
the tape. and
before we
By
go,
the way,
can we just
Ryan-
catch me up?
That's your smug face. What you did during that.
But
listen to,
how
listen
many?
to Slash Tube to find out what we're talking about.
I've been away for a while. I do hope you guys have been offering Faeza's tea out. Has this been happening?
Well,
or
if
not?
if by slaughtering lots of young
Mhm.
boys in war, then
See,
yes.
I heard about all the violence.
I think
and
it's
I'm like,
better if you call them men.
Young
Otherwise
men.
it's
Yeah,
a-
yeah. Otherwise,
It can
it sounds
ease
like
the
we're
conscience a
fighting
bit.
against
Okay.
child soldiers.
It's Anakin
Well,
Skywalker, you know, like
I'm
the
sorry
young
if
younglings.
anyone's become accustomed to violence. I'm really sorry, but Faeza's going to start offering tea again and see if it helps. Okay.
Yeah, I'll tell you what. When against 100 armed soldiers, it's not gonna. But you can try.
Don't know.
106
Oh, sorry.
with one survivor that was tortured
Oh dear God, I've
Um,
forgotten
Oh,
about that.
yeah,
and murdered
Yeah.
and then brought back to life.
To be fair,
and then tortured
Faeza and
then
Octavius
released.
don't know about that.
Oh,
That's
okay,
true.
good. Good to know. Good to know.
Oh shit, only I know about it. Yeah, only Six
Yeah.
and Docs know.
Only
about it.
you know
Yeah.
about that.
Awesome.
Well, Brad, there's an awkward pause. Roll the tape. Hello and welcome back. Managed to annoy Brad in the interval. It's what we live for. Previously on Blood and Song. Last year, when we played a game together, you had ventured north to Nuremberg in order to flee the ever closer attention of Octavius's brother Gaius and his seeming stranglehold on the northern legions. As you fled into Nuremberg, you began by just helping save a village from strange creatures and then cleansing a burial mound where you met a rather strange character called Dox, who joined your party. As the lot of you adventured north, you found out that there might be, pardon me, some links to my centre in the druidic capital is the wrong word, but the place where the matrons gather at a place called Buildsfell. But in order to gain entrance across the thousands and thousands of miles of untamed land, you would have to assist the people of Nomengarts in their various troubles. As you travelled through the land, I'm going to get the quest log up so I can see exactly what you've done, because it has also been a while for me. You managed to not only cleanse the temple of the corruption and the strange four-legged brain that ran around there. You headed to the far north in the deep woods and tracked a trail of seeming confusion and murder to find a strange creature that was feeding off the life force of others, seemingly draining their memories. You confronted and killed it and an old lady or something that seemed very like it, but they were both dead. So you headed back, and you were asked in no short order to run to the south, as you were unceremoniously dumped through a portal into a literal battlefield with over 100 combatants near Innersbuild, as you fought essentially an entire cohort of a legion. You did have a little bit of assistance from, I believe, 4 or 5 local warriors who were all killed very quickly. And then what followed was a battle of attrition that took nearly 2 sessions, where you essentially wore them down, killed them all. Black died. Docs captured and tortured one, killed him, brought him back to life, and then set him free after bringing Lack back to life. Lack very calmly went and mutilated all the dead bodies, to which Octavius ran off.
Whoa, I just caved their skulls in, made sure they were dead.
Mutilated the dead bodies. Octavius then ran off.
Hang on, Christine's writing that down with a face that I have seen when I've messed up on stage. That's like, is that what we're fucking doing?
Christine left and things went south.
I heard no one offered any tea. It all went wrong. Carry on.
That's why it all went wrong. You then met Faeza, who kind of portaled in the middle of the fight to assist you. Mostly so Dan had something to do whilst Lack was dead, but also because she's an important NPC, and she helped guide you back to Innersbuild, the slightly larger settlement. In fact, the largest one you've been to in Yomangart, that had a whopping 150 people in it. And you basically got involved in a bit of a scuffle after having a bath and relaxing. Faeza went off to fix Toots.
I heard about that too. Carry on.
You
didn't die, Christine.
No.
It's just very heroic, though, right?
No, so don't blame us. Blame Johnny. Blame Johnny. He's the one that attacked.
Yes,
Also,
definitely
blame?
blame Johnny. Definitely
Everyone
blame
just
Johnny.
assumes that I looked at you individually. So,
See, I was the only one that
Actually, it's fine.
didn't.
It's fine.
All
Blame
I'm
Brad
doing
because
was
he
a
played
real
you.
hero.
No,
I'm in
don't
the
do
clear.
that. Blame
I'm in the
Johnny
clear.
because he attacked Toots.
Blame the
Anyway.
Legion. So as you got there, you eventually got involved in a bit of a personal scuffle, not physical scuffle, but an ongoing game between 2 bards, where one seemed to be trying to undermine the other. You helped Alfric of Thingfrith, the Skald of the Heart of Valor, to recover his loot that had been hidden behind an insanely difficult puzzle door that Dan solved within 3 seconds.
I checked the VOD. I checked the VOD between it appearing and Dan getting the right answer was 25 seconds.
And some of that was taken up with conversation. So
Yeah. And what annoyed me was it didn't even have time for anyone else to slowly have the light of realization of the DM's just rickrolled us. But thanks, Dan. It's grand. And that being said, you kind of all drifted for the day, recovering, connecting in the stream, which, with the thanks of
hot tub.
Ripper, got turned into a rudimentary hot tub. And then you attended a wedding, got incredibly drunk.
Oh, was that a wedding? Jeez.
Yeah, it was
Wait,
the
that was a
solstice
solstice.
festival. There was
You
like there
gate
was-
crashed a
yeah,
wedding.
people did get married. That's how drunk.
Yeah, there was a
Yeah.
binding of the hands, wasn't there?
Yeah.
There was a hand fasting
Got
on
Faeza
top
got
of
married.
the Midwinter Festival. Yeah.
did Faeza get drunk
Vince
as well?
Vaughn.
Yes,
Faeza got
Faeza did
married.
also get drunk.
Faeza
Faeza
got
got
married,
married.
yeah,
to
she was the other
Docs, they were
person in the
both so
handbook.
drunk.
Faeza and
God,
Toots are
okay.
now officially a married couple. in this regard.
So everyone got very drunk, and at this point, Ryan reminded me that Ripper. See what I did there? Smooth, no one noticed. Ripper had taken a silent prayer to ask to meet the god of chaos, as that seems to be one of the gods that the Nermagatians were a little more hesitant to kind of mention, and yet they venerated wildly. At this point, they all stumbled back to the building which you'd found out was basically the home of some of the young men that had died defending the village that was now abandoned, where you were allowed to sleep, still without Octavius, who is somewhere in the wilderness. As you open the door, Loki is there waiting, and that's where we pick up. What would you like to do?
So,
Hey,
am I-
Loki, hey, come have a drink with us.
So was that your Mario impression?
I
Hey,
forgot-
Loki, you have a drink. We
It's
have
the
a
power of
movie.
this. The Lothario
So-
has come out.
So who's in this group currently? Is it the 5 of us minus Octavius?
Yes.
Cool. Right, good to know. Thank you.
Lack, is this
Of Loki.
is that the one who keeps like tickling your ear or whatever?
It's something like that. He talks to me in my sleep. It's a bit disconcerting.
That's not okay,
Consensually.
brother.
Okay, I can see that this is going to be a very awkward conversation if you're all going to be drunk through it.
Hey, listen,
no,
it's
we
good
let
to
me
meet
drunk.
you.
Right,
Better
I mean,
conversation.
it's just gonna
The
Pull
best
up a
time.
chair, get a
I mean,
drink.
if you just like
I think I'm
It's
just
going to
I'm just gonna
Okay.
I'm just going to sit over. I'm just gonna you carry on.
Have you got a hangover already, Faeza? Oh gosh.
No, I'm trying to figure out how to not spin,
Be sick.
and it's fine if I
You
stay
stand on your
still.
head, isn't that right? In Inhiri, you stand on your head.
And you
Oh,
drink
okay.
water backwards.
when you lay down, right? Just put a foot on the ground, and you'll be all right.
Okay.
Yes, I do have a slightly easier solution. It's always amazing how quickly people get drunk and they forget that magic exists.
Whoa!
Well, no,
Are you
I'm
trying to soak
enjoying
me
the
up?
buzz. Don't kill the
You know,
buzz.
if I wanted to be sober, I wouldn't have drank everything.
Yeah, exactly.
You had a bad time.
I do
don't know
not
what you saw, what
consent
was
to
going
being
on.
sobered up at this moment.
I don't mind being sober. She started going a little
Yeah.
bit green. She's red, so her going green is a weird color combination.
Brother,
by the
give her
way.
some of your chilies. That will sober her.
Yes, like snuff, isn't it? Like an ampule, they break under the nose.
Oh, sorry, I'm just thinking how
And they're all
horrific.
falling out.
That would be.
on her lap.
Chili
all of the chilies and
Snuff.
Chili snuff.
Oh my
Look,
god.
do not try this at home. I'm sure that could actually hospitalize someone.
Yeah,
like the
yeah, don't
inflammation
do it.
internally.
Yeah.
Some
I
weird
think
TikTok
just
challenge.
your nose would immediately bleed.
Yes, for sure.
And your soul. Yeah. But it, you know,
So,
be good.
Toots has come over with the water bottles, trying to figure out how to feed it to Faeza upside down.
Loki's just gonna look at you and go, "Oh, we do not have time for this. And he's just going to look at you all and just click his finger. And like that, the good feeling does not dissipate, but your brain becomes clear and able to cogently think.
Oh,
you
good.
cast
Then
some spells on me,
Six
yeah?
puts a weapon to his throat and grabs him, and puts a weapon to his throat. You had the ear of my brother. He did not consent to this.
Make a dex check.
Oh, you're within 5 feet of me.
It's a check.
Oh, fine. Sorry.
What? I just rolled my dex on the top, yeah.
Yeah.
16.
Okay, you go to grab him with your blade out and you stumble a bit forward as he just seems to now be standing behind you. No one saw him move.
I'll put my hand on my brother's shoulder. Brother, don't bother. It's not worth it. It's not worth. We're having a good time.
Yeah, leave it out there. Leave it out. Yeah,
Yeah, leave it out. It's not
brother.
worth
It's
it,
not
mate.
worth
It's not
it. Yeah,
worth
it's
it.
not worth it.
That's
Some kind of
basic.
chaos. Yeah.
We're having a
Whatever.
good time, and just leave him alone because he likes to feel like this. So it's fine. This is why he talks to me. It's good. Like
I have
he
to
has
say,
something to
like,
say.
This is really progress. I am very impressed.
Oi,
Look at that.
focus.
Calm, rational. It's
Oh, I'm none
marvelous.
of
This
those
is what I
things.
like to see.
I just don't want my brother to die. So
I don't care, brother. It's worth it, I think. We've been
might
through a
be.
lot.
it might
trying
be
to
a
blow
little
up
bit
little
down the
steam.
line.
Hold on, boys.
People
boys,
keep
boys,
coming to
boys,
us, angels,
boys,
demons, and
boys,
whatnot,
boys,
telling us what to
boys,
do.
boys,
It's not
boys,
our
boys.
life, is it?
boys. Listen, right? I'm the one that asked him to turn up here. Yeah. Off Loki.
Lack turns around to Ripper and like that. So it's your fault then, huh?
No,
brother, it's okay, it's okay, it's not worth it. No, calm down, calm down, it's
Listen,
okay.
listen, like,
We've all had a
Listen,
calm.
I'm just saying, like, the thing is, you know how we've been going everywhere and there's been a mysterious cloaked figure, and I point it off Loki, and then suddenly there's all that goop everywhere, right? I just wanted to ask the God of Chaos, are they the reason why this horrible black oily stuff is everywhere? Off Loki, are you the reason there's horrible black oily stuff everywhere?
I'm sorry, did you just assume I was the god of chaos?
Yeah, I asked for the God of Chaos to turn up, and you turned up.
This is a coincidence.
Well, a god of chaos would say that, right?
Exactly.
So-
Yeah.
Also,
That is very true.
good question. While we're here in oily stuff, this is my friend Docs. He's a very close friend of mine now because he brought me back from the dead. But you were there, and what were you doing with his magic? So, I think he might want to know that.
Oh, is the I see. Hello.
So many questions, such little time.
Faeza's just gonna come up to Lack and tug a sleeve and just go, try not to be seen by the very scary off Loki. Probably not very well. If he likes chaos, why would he tell the truth? I'm very sorry. It's just a question. She sort of whispers to.
That is an excellent question. Now,
Chaos isn't lies.
if anything, you could say that chaos is the only truth. For chaos simply is another word for change.
God of
If
chaos
things
would say that,
stagnate.
right? The god of chaos would say that.
Yeah. You haven't asked my question yet either, bruv. Are you the oily man?
I do not know the person of whom
Mr.
you speak.
Ichor? Mr. Black Puddles? Mr.
Ripper, you do know I
someone help me
sobered
out
you
here.
up, yes? You don't actually have to pretend you're drunk. It's a little
No,
strange.
he's not drunk, he's angry. Because
Often
my
the two
brother
are very
died,
similar.
my brother died, and I could draw a path of the arrow from your bow to him. You may be part of the cause. And my brother died. Even Docs asked him if he would like to come back to life. You come into our world and you use magic on us without asking. We don't know who you are.
I
To be
do
fair,
like
that's
it
fine.
when you're all riled
Yeah.
up.
I will
Quite
call
cool.
you Derek now because oil comes out of you. Yeah?
I like that a lot, by the way.
He's oily, he's slippery, right? He hasn't answered my question. Yeah? He's skirting around it like
So, to be fair, earlier I thought you were going to come out with Mr. Bombastic. Kept calling him Mr.
Mr. Motivator's real name is Derek. You can answer that, so if you really wanted it. Go for
And
it.
he was a wheelie. Well, Flaky looks at you all and just kind of sits back in the chair. You can see his tattoos rippling under his skin as the woad patterns just seem to move and pulsate. And he said, "Now the thing is, when we hear the answer to a question, or rather when we're told, our own lives get in the way and we choose not
Spit
to
it
believe
out,
it.
bruv. I'm not asking for your life stories, yeah?
Oh, well, that would be impossible to give. Lack already has many of the answers that you seek. As to my involvement, I say only this. I can promise you, I have never actively hindered you or sought to do any of you harm. Quite the opposite. I have been there when you needed me. And as for the accusation of an arrow to your brother, ask him who it was that returned him here.
And I was
No, as
hoping
far
it
as
would be
I'm
Come
aware,
on.
he
I
returned
thought it was
himself.
Docs, and I chose to come back.
Ah, yes, and to answer that question, Docs, you have made a
Yes.
promise. You have taken a vow, yes? A promise to someone.
Yes. Maybe.
No maybe about it. Be careful who you wish to tether yourself to. As you can ask Lak, he will attest. I ask for no service. I promise nothing. I only offer you truth. The truth is everything changes. But even within that, the only thing I seek is that the law of the universe takes place. Chaos and change. I serve the Lord of Chaos. Am I the Lord of Chaos? No.
All right, well, can you leave then and get him here, right? If you work for him, because I asked to speak to him, not to a lackey, all right?
You might say he is
No,
kind of
Lucky-
offended.
Lucky is
detained.
there.
Yeah, that's a.
Oh, yeah, no, I mean, yeah, sorry.
Okay.
I meant like
Subordinate.
Subordinate, yeah, that's the one, yeah.
Huh,
Yeah.
subordinate. I like that. I will use that.
Yeah.
He is a little detained at the moment.
So it appears like off Loki, right, or Derek wants to make chaos, and that chaos is that evil goo. So, you know, I'm putting
I'm
one
not
and
sure the
three
evil
together
goo
and
is- I'm
getting
not sure the
5,
evil
and
goo is
basically
chaos.
saying that
I don't
like
think-
the
I
goopy
don't-
chaos is off Loki.
I don't think the chaos is. Yeah, the goop is chaos. If I'm
Quite the
honest.
opposite. The goo, as you so deliciously call it, Ripper, such a way with words, is the antithesis of everything that creation stands for. The goo is the heart of the corruption at the center of the world, both figuratively and literally.
I don't get it.
Off Loki, I know we've all been a bit.
Can you
facetious,
like
but I have a-
listen,
I
right?
have a
Listen, I love
serious
some
question.
poetry, but
I
spell
do
it
have a
out.
serious question. Listen, I've had a hard time ever since I've kind of met you. Maybe not because of you, but just around the same time. One might say it's coincidence, chaos, blah blah. Anyway, I got a little taken over during the battle. Coming back to life was dying and come back to life was quite intense. I went around and I tried to put all of the young men that we fought out of their misery so they couldn't be used again. But I think I did it in quite a violent way. And something happened to my shard. And I was wondering if you could look at it.
One in 5, mate. Don't worry about it. If something happens with physical shards, it's right, mate.
And I hand him the shard.
I will not touch it. Thank you. It is a little dangerous even for me. And he looks at it. Your brother is right about one thing, Lak. You have been walking a dark path, and you are correct. It is more noticeable since you met me. But let me offer you this. Sometimes we walk the path we need because we are the only ones that can walk it.
That was my fear, but thank you for answering.
You four. And the other one. The quiet one. He didn't say much on the boat.
The ugly one.
The
No,
bachelor.
I'm joking. He wouldn't say that.
The bachelor. I don't know. He walked off. We thought he might have found alternative shelter, or something. I don't know.
I'm sure he may return. If not, onward you go. You will meet many people in the coming years. They will all offer you many things, many truths, many lies. So let me offer you this. Ripper, you asked to meet the Lord of Chaos.
Yeah.
Were he here, or were they here, for he is too small a word, they would tell you they did not cause this corruption. They seek, as you seek, to serve life in all its many shapes, many forms. Not for the love of life, but for the love of creation.
Right.
Faeza, you have peace in your heart. There will come a time when that peace will not be enough. You seek the mentor, but you have many answers that they do not. You will have to learn to trust yourself. Styx, you have been strong, you have been a leader. There will come a time for you to be weak. and to listen. Docs. Oh, Docs. There will come a time when the truth of what happened will be revealed, and you may wish to revisit your choice. I hope you have the courage to be honest when it happens. And Lack, I believe I said everything to you the last time that I have to say. For all the people you meet, know only this. I will never tell you what to do. I will only ask, what do you think is the right thing to do when the hearts of governments grow corrupt, when the people fall to dark, when the world is changing and the night is lengthening? What lengths would you go to protect others?
Turn it all down.
Sometimes a little chaos is good.
Faeza looks uncomfortable but doesn't say anything.
All right, look, I'm not going to call you Derek anymore, right? Because you obviously admitted to not being oily man, and your leader is not oily man neither. So, I ain't going to call you Derek no more.
Thank you, Ripper. Now for gifts. Beyond advice. Look for friends and allies. You will find them. They will sometimes be hard to see and sometimes be obvious. If that sounds cryptic and nonsensical, it's only that you will have to trust yourselves. I cannot give you the answers, for then you would just see me as someone else telling you what to do. As Sixsmith said, everyone is telling you what to do and telling you where to go. I merely offer you choices. If you wish to serve chaos, not for reward, but simply to ensure the return of the natural order, then I'm sure the Wanderer would be happy to meet you all.
Is the Wanderer
Is there anything else?
Is the Wanderer Derek?
By Derek, do you mean the one spreading the corruption?
Yeah, the oily stuff. Yeah. Oil Derek, you know, it pumps it
No,
out of the ground.
Ripper.
Hmm.
Oh, fine.
The cause, there is no singular cause of that.
Who is the Wanderer?
Here he is known as the Wanderer. Down south, he is known as Lorien. I believe you call him the God of Chaos. Let us just say, I walk alongside him.
Oh, okay. That's a nice friendship to have. Lovely. Okay.
It's certainly a taxing one. Now, my time here is done. I believe Lack has some interesting stories to tell you.
Before he does,
You can either listen to them.
Who was the
Yes,
the angel in the cavern? And he's referring to when they went in and sort of been this
Yeah.
goopy, weird
Yeah,
place.
he remembers. That depends who you ask. Either a trapped prisoner done wrong, imprisoned for thousands of years against their will for crimes they did not commit,
Well, that's what he said. Right. Okay.
or the servant of a traitor who killed his own family and caused everything around us. I cannot tell you who they are, for what I know is just my opinion. I can only say there are two sides, and I am firmly on one of them. I would hope your truths lead you to me again. I would much rather have you as friends and allies. You are good people. If I may offer one thing before I depart, one final thing. And apologies if this comes across as rude. But I think you have met a lot of that already in this world.
Yes.
You are all destined for far greater things than the petty squabbles you seek.
I mean,
When
not
you
only that,
act the way you want the world to be, inevitably the world will shape itself around you. So think, who do you want to be? I bid you good night. He stands, bows, walks to the door, looks back at Lack, smiles. I believe in you, my child. And just walks out.
he just flirted with you, bruv.
But sure, what happened there?
Doesn't, yeah. Well, you already had two mothers. I'm not sure you need another one.
A very confusing man. I didn't. Was he telling us to kill everyone or to not kill anyone?
Every time we meet him, we walk away a little bit more confused, but I think that's the point.
Anyone like some tea?
Do you know what,
Oh,
Faeza?
yeah,
I really would.
great idea.
Yes.
Okay.
As
Put a
you,
little brandy in mine.
yes. So have we got a little bit of?
I've got a little something, dogs. Don't
Thank
worry.
you. Excellent. Soldier's respite.
Yes,
we call it.
exactly.
There's plenty of mead left. I believe Ripper bought quite a lot.
I
Very
did.
Well, didn't buy, bartered quite a lot.
Yeah.
Well, Faeza doesn't drink very often, and she didn't like that, so she's going to stick to some tea.
My friends, family, I do have something quite important to talk to you about. I've been wondering whether to tell you because I didn't know whether it was good information. And I want to tell you now, but we're missing one of our family. And I think we should go and find him. Because I fear for him. We've seen what happens at the night time.
Well, he either died last night or he's safe. That's the only two options. There's no in between.
Docs, I like your bluntness.
I'm sorry, I've been up here for too long, but nobody survives.
Cut to. There's a little vignette because Brad and I have already discussed what happened. If we could cut away to a different scene, you would see on the moon-filled night, clear stars in the sky, what looks like the deserted battlefield. Away into the woods, you see creatures shuffling. Maybe a deer, maybe wolves. You hear the odd cry. And if you could zoom in and had some kind of night vision light, you would see what looks like a badger set with a hat sticking out the top of it. Wedged inside the badger set, spear at the ready, helmet the only thing big enough to block the hole. Octavius passes the night, thinking about the events of the day and the events that have led him here, the strange people he's travelled with, brother he's left behind him. Everyone can take a long rest. Brad and I rolled off screen. Octavius does finish his night,
He attempts,
not comfortably.
Yeah, he attempts to meditate. He can't sleep, so he attempts to meditate the whole night, the way he was taught in military school. It's not very peaceful meditation.
And through that meditation, the bird reappears, as cramped as it is, just sits on his shoulder, in a way that it can kind of flutter across, stare at him, and then sit on the other shoulder. Its presence making you restless. Take a level of exhaustion for a night outdoors in uncomfortable situations. But, strangely, there are no Vakra, there are no monsters. And you remember having scouted in Nurmengard before for the army. You're not quite far north enough to kind of cross that invisible line that seems to demarcate where those creatures just stop. Otherwise, of course, they would overrun the southern continent. Morning comes around. Everyone fully rested. I'm going to turn that down, that's absurdly loud. It's raining! It's Nurmengard! It's always raining in Nurmengard. There's a collection of songs available at Chanel & Bard that It's Always Raining in Nurmengard Volume 1. And as you awake, you can see the villagers sort of about their business. Octavius. It has been enough time that if Octavius wishes to rejoin the party, he could find his way to town following the trail of everyone else. What would you like to do?
That's what he does. He stumbles into town, bleary-eyed. Has been hiding pretty much the entire time.
Basically an entire day at this point, as everyone else has managed to rest, repair toots, have a hot tub, attend a wedding.
Yeah.
Very drunk. And when you went to bed, the effects of the feeling good of the alcohol stayed. Loki was true to his word. The mind fog of drunkenness disappeared. The illness of it disappeared. But the good feeling did last. In the morning, you can see Octavius sort of ambling through the muddied streets. You can call out to him if you wish, or ignore him as you carry on having, I'm sure, tea prepared by Faeza at this hour in the morning.
Ignore him and see how that plays out.
And,
Like,
yeah,
if he comes
everybody's
back
sat
and
on
you
a table
all-
watching as Octavius like shuffles through
So
the middle of
awkward.
the road.
Just ignore him,
Has he
ignore him.
seen us?
Excuse me.
Well, if
He
that
He
ain't
hasn't
the
seen you.
most
He's
eligible-
sort of
Ghost him.
he's trying to get to the baths or like the river, and he's just slowly shuffling.
Well, if that ain't the most eligible bachelor in the whole of Chanella. Where you been, mate?
He sort of looks over and
Yeah, over here.
Come on,
keeps
Faeza will
walking
make a
towards the
make a
bath.
tea for you if you. Faeza will make a tea for you if you want. If you
he
come
just
over.
sort of keeps shuffling. You see him walk more towards the river.
I'll take some tea to him. Okay. So she goes.
He's been alone. He's alive. Well done. He
Faeza-
probably
Faeza
could
takes
use
her
the
own-
company.
Faeza takes her own mug as well as another cup for Octavius. How are you?
Better, I think.
Would you like something warm to drink?
That would be lovely. Thank you.
Where are you going?
I need to wash. I've been out in the rain for 8 hours now. And even if it's in the rain, I need to at least get some cleanliness.
Above the table. Where was the hot tub? Was it like
Well, it's
popular
no
bucket
longer a
baths
hit
or-
top. It is no, they don't have baths up here. They were quite bemused by the idea of them. They literally have a cold river outside the
Cold,
palisade.
muddy river. That they
Oh.
I
splash
didn't say
on
muddy.
themselves and don't get
It's just a river.
dysentery.
Magic stops dysentery. Everyone knows that. A prescription of a druid a day keeps the shits away.
Not this druid.
Well, if there's a little, if there's a level rock or something next to the river.
Well, there was like a little mini dam that Ripper had made the day before that's sort of just about holding together. There's a bit where the water's a bit deeper, at least.
Okay, so Faze going to put the mug down and then point to where we're all sheltering for the night. So when you're ready, we're all in there. And then
Thank
goes,
you. Thank you for the tea.
That's all right. And he goes back.
So Octavius is just going to spend, it's like 15 minutes washing in the river, drinking the tea, before making his way back, still dripping wet because it's raining.
You know, you'd think they'd have kale up here, but they don't.
I mean, I don't know why it always rains, it always snows, and we don't really have the way to deal with it. It's stupid.
If you've got magic to cure dysentery, have you not got magic to deal with the weather or these druids? What are they doing?
Or, and hear me out here, just a small thing on a stick that you put above your head, and then no rain falls on you when you walk around.
Yeah,
No
like the
magic
market,
even.
like the markets have.
How do you
Our
stop the
friend in
rain?
Indira, Rihanna, she had a song about those.
Yeah, she was very ugly though, wasn't she? Hideous woman.
I don't
Really.
It's a
remember.
magic stick that stops the rain.
Mm.
It's an umbrella.
What
Hello.
would you call it?
Hello.
An umbrella.
Ah, yes, Christine.
Sorry.
An umbrella.
Hello.
Yes, we get them imported over in Chinella.
Umbrellas.
Umbrellas.
A chin
Or at least
umbrella.
Umbrellas, yeah.
it's what we call them in Chinella. I don't know what Indiri call them.
Parasol,
Parasol.
I think. Yeah.
Technically, a parasol keeps the sun off your head. Oh, he's going to be a pedant again.
But I
That's
think
what we
that's
have in
because
Indiri.
they haven't got any
Exactly,
rain.
Exactly.
Don't have any rain.
Exactly.
It's a
Oh,
joke.
nice.
I'm in monsoon
Nice.
season.
You don't put a fucking parasol up in monsoon season, do you? Don't try an
Too windy.
umbrella either. Just get the fuck out.
What's a monsoon?
Ah, well, we
Like this, but worse.
imagine this every day. Oh, you can.
It is like this
Yes,
every
it
day.
Imagine this like every day, but for a shorter period of time, and,
Listen, I've
and
worked
about 12 times as angry.
I've worked it out. I've worked out why everyone's so miserable and horrible in Chinella and Nermangard. The weather's awful.
I mean, that's
They
a
don't
fair
see
point.
the sun.
Well, the,
I guess I'd be miserable.
the weather's
Yes.
quite nice in the south, actually.
No, we see the sun here. Two,
You're
3
not from the
weeks a
south,
year.
are you, Octavius?
No.
No.
We get 2 or 3
Such a
weeks of sun a
burn.
year here.
It was the self burn of it. Well, I loved. No.
Absolutely self-burn.
And what are we saying, Doss?
No, I was saying we get sun here 2 or 3 weeks a year. Isn't that normal?
Imagine
Oh,
the opposite
you're
way
joking.
round, right?
You're normally quite funny. I thought that was a good joke you were making.
No. It's what it is.
So, where you been, mate?
Thinking. Lots of thinking.
Alright. Yeah,
I want you to know we did some thinking too,
yeah.
and we did it together out loud. When I think it's my place to apologize for doing what I did. I don't really want to have to explain myself again, but maybe if you and I have some time, I'll tell you.
I should apologize as well. I made quite a lot of mistakes during that battle. I kind of froze, and it wasn't me.
I think we can
I
say
don't
that of all of
really know what to do anymore. Something I've thought about a lot is I don't really have a home right now anymore. And so the best I can do is finish what we're currently doing. It's just kind of the purpose that I've got left, I suppose.
Your pilgrimage.
It could be. It could be.
Look, I can tell you this for a fact, right? There'll always be a room for you in Mama Ripper's house, but can't guarantee my sisters won't try and grab a piece of that ass, right? Just can't promise it, right?
If they're
But you can
anything like you,
always
Ripper,
Have a home there.
then
Gorgeous. You're fucking damn right.
Ryan,
Don't say
please,
anything bad
please
about your
don't
sisters.
keep writing checks that I have to cash.
Yeah. And their accents are all like this. Six will like sort of give him like a sort of solid army sort of like slap on the shoulder. You know, not too aggressive, not too sort of nothing. There's nothing wrong with softness, but he knows that Octavius doesn't like too much.
it
softness in
looks
his
like
moment.
you slapped him harder than you meant because he's exhausted and it's just.
Yeah, exactly. And then he sprinkles a bit of some of his chilies into the tea that Faeza made, just a little bit.
Are you trying to punish me? What's going on?
Just a little bit of cracked black pepper, huh?
And I think that's his gesture of like accepting the apology and, you know, sort of opening the doors in case any apology needs to be made of him in the future as well.
Thanks, I think. And Octavius is going to try and do the whole drink, pour it behind his shoulder. And without anybody saying.
Make a sleight of hand check.
Oh,
Anyone
no.
who wants to see if he does,
coming,
you can
it's
make
not
a
coming.
contested deception check. Perception
I'll
check.
try and see, but if he sees, he won't.
That is a
do anything.
20, so.
Oh, fucking brilliant. That's the
What do I
highest
have to
you've
do?
ever
A
rolled.
deception.
Uh,
Perception.
perception. Sorry.
I rolled on that one, so I don't see shit.
You're too busy talking about your sisters.
Yeah.
Yeah, at that exact point, Ripper, you are thinking, which of my sisters could I set him up with, actually?
Yeah.
Maybe they could become the most eligible wife in Chanella.
Yeah, and yeah. Although you probably have to stay with us, though. Yeah. I mean, that bird might like the weather.
Yes.
I'll just say, I haven't had a home for a long time until I met you guys. I don't know, maybe you don't need a fixed home. You know, they say that home is where the heart is. So,
Well, my problem.
and I don't think they mean the chest. I think they mean.
No, I
You have several
I
hearts
get-
in your home, don't
I
you,
get
Docs?
where you're coming from, Docs. The problem wasn't that my home was a place, is that my home before now was probably the Legion that we just killed 106 soldiers of.
What, they were your same legion?
5.
No, they weren't my same Legion, but I was still part of that
Mhm.
organisation, that
understand.
structure.
Wait, sorry, Docs, 105?
Yes.
thought we took them
I
all
think we should definitely have conversation for another time. Let's see Octavius out, and we'll talk about this later.
No. It's fair that you should know that I set one back, and I told him to send the message that death walks the north and to never bother us again.
That's what I was going to say.
Right.
Well, yeah.
Oh,
that's it.
okay.
And nothing else.
That means they will definitely be sending more soldiers.
Really?
Well,
Yes.
we won't be
That-
here when they arrive.
That's the opposite of what I was hoping to achieve.
Yeah.
It's very surprising.
It's gone bad.
Unfortunately, all right, I
Unfortunately,
tell you what.
there's a man in charge that is very ambitious and will not accept no for an answer.
It's his brother.
It
He
is
says
my
it
brother. It is my
quietly.
brother, yes.
Oh,
I'm so
Oh,
sorry because my
Disney
immediate
whisper.
suggestion was going to be that we should kill that man,
Oh, no,
so that
we
we
should
don't have to
definitely-
kill.
We
all
should
the others.
definitely kill that man.
Don't think he'd be worried.
We should
It's,
definitely kill
It's
that
a long
man.
story, and we'll have the
Mm.
time, I think, to share that.
we can catch you up on a montage on the when we're going on to the next area.
Thank you, Octavius, for sharing with us.
Octavius, if I may, we had a big chat yesterday, and we decided, I think collectively, that we weren't going to stand for this anymore. Maybe
Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't realise my mistakes were so bad.
not you, not you, Octavius. And I believe that if you don't have a legion anymore, maybe we could be your legion.
But in a less romantic way. He made it
I
sound
mean,
quite romantic.
I make everything sound romantic. It's the accent. We were thinking maybe we might create our own legion, our own order. You know, we were going to bring chaos to the world.
That sounds like a good idea.
I mean,
Yeah.
like, look, I'm
Our
I
not
would
own-
like that.
Our
I'm not
own
as
order
on
of
board.
chaos.
You know, it's funny you say that. I quite like the sound of that, brother, the Order of Chaos. I do like the Order of Chaos more. You know this. I workshopped last night in my notebook.
Where's
I've got some other names for our group.
Where's
in
the
mind.
No, I think we'd
chaos?
all
Oh,
come
what
from.
else you got in there?
The Legion
man,
of
I don't know.
Six.
Yes,
Legion of
yes,
Six.
right.
Six
Six
is
in the
Legion of
angels.
Seers.
Got six as angels. That's one of them.
There is 6 of us, isn't there?
Yeah. The Legion of
Uh,
Six is
And
actually.
he shows you all of the funniest and coolest and most epic names that you've ever heard.
What would they
That's
look
book.
like, Sean?
Oh, I don't know, but six is beside. You're all beside yourself with joy, weeping with happiness.
I understand about a little bit of is it destabilization, right? I totally understand that, but don't know if I agree with it in the same way that maybe Lack went about it the other day.
I'm not
can't
sure I agree
believe
with
I'm
the way I
going to
went
say
about
this.
it the other day.
But I agree with Ripper.
Wait, 6, you got that notebook, right? Write that down. Right
There's
now.
not enough
Down.
space. These funny names, these amazing names, take up the whole thing. I'm sorry.
But I think the only question
I'm
we
all
need to
for
ask.
bringing down our current corruption, but I
Yes.
do not think that we should
Not for
ruin the
permanent.
foundations. We need to build something on top of.
We need to build something better from the ground up.
Yes.
It's already rotting. We need to get rid of the rot and start afresh. That's my feeling. And I've been feeling
agree.
funny for my entire journey on this pilgrimage, brother. And I wondered why we went and followed Mother. And I wonder whether it's because she wanted us to see this.
The world
I
she
hope
left
it's not the
behind
way
was not the world she wanted to leave behind, maybe.
Correct.
Before her time.
I think the only question we need to ask ourselves is, do we wait for another 200 men to arrive so that we have to kill them again? Or do we go and kill the head off, chop the... You know what I mean.
I know. I know.
The
what you
head
mean.
off
We've
the
got-
man, they
yeah.
say. Yeah, chop the head off the man. That's the saying.
Chop the head off the man and shove it on the snake.
Yes,
I
you
think
put
they.
it on
I
the
think they're
snake.
quite. I think
What
they
Mother
quite like
used to
that.
say.
I think they quite like the idea of chopping the head off the man up in Nuremberg, ain't they?
Hey-oh. Listen, my friends, before we settle down to lunch, dinner, something, tea, I need to tell you what Floki told me,
Oh, yes.
but I think you already know. He thinks there's corruption, which we know about, and he thinks that there are some forsaken gods who are behind it. That's the crypticness. But the things, the visions we saw, they're trapped gods. They're gods who sealed themselves away to fight the power. And now he thinks that we may need to release them to stand against the corruption.
But when we were in that temple, right? Faeza, you took notes on this, yeah? When we were in that temple, right? I'll vamp for you to find them. Wasn't there what's your story about Ondra like sealing herself away to help that?
She became the tree, the
Yeah.
great tree.
And then in the
Um,
vision we saw the rotted roots of the tree, right?
R-
So does
re-
that mean
recap?
that
Colors, shadows move, giant yellow eye, feathers crackling with lightning.
This
Then we
is
fell.
exactly like my brother's beat poetry.
Then we brushed off fresh
Yeah,
snow.
it's
This is my
beautiful.
notes. I had a question about notes. We saw mountains. Shush, we saw mountains and a frozen giant lake. And there was a 70-foot shadow beneath the ice banging against the ice to get out. And then-
That's like a
that-
dream I had. There was
then
a...
there
We we shared one, didn't we?
Yes,
The
The
there was
ice.
a woman in ice.
That's right.
so
She was crying. Hurry.
is that all
No,
right?
that's not the whole vision.
Okay.
People start taking.
Well, I'm just thinking. Look, I'm just thinking. Sorry, Faith, to cut you off, right?
No,
Sorry,
no, I
Faith.
wasn't
Table.
taking the piss. I was
But-
being
Above the
genuine.
table.
No, it was wonderful. It's wonderful. Really much about. It's great stuff.
I'm just thinking.
I was asking about my note taking last week. I'm like, well, this is it.
Hey, it's more than we've
I
done.
was
It's
just
better than my note taking.
I was just thinking if the but is an agent of chaos. Oh, that's another good name. Write that down.
It's a good band
The
name.
Agents
That's
of
what
We
that
Chaos.
are
is.
the agents of chaos.
Agents
No, I've got that written
chaos.
If
Already,
90s kids
okay,
TV.
if
Copyright
a
6.
subordinate of chaos is telling us to release something out of the ground, like I don't know how trustworthy that is. Do you know what I mean? Like Alluria's not telling me to like break open the earth and bring an
Isn't-
old god
I
out.
mean, isn't that because Alluria is trapped?
That
You
does
know,
help.
it is my assumption. This
I
Ofloki
mean-
character, I don't think I'll ever get along with him. I'll be honest with you. Even if you put on big banquet and we ate lots of lovely meats and cheeses and a good conversation, I still probably wouldn't like him at the end of the day. But to take chaos as a natural force, a resetting force, it's possible that this is something to aid us on our path. It is not
Those-
chaos of rage and ignorance, but the chaos of a cleansing.
Change.
Yeah,
Think of it as
of
change.
Yeah.
The
I
order of
agree.
change.
And where I come from, they say that you can't make an omelette without breaking a few eggs.
My
Oh,
mother had one like that, didn't
Yeah.
she? She said, "Take
You've
an
got-
omelette."
Yeah, break all the eggs. It
That's
was a
it.
recipe, really. But
oh no! In Bagnet, it's you got to smash a couple of chickens together to get some eggs.
that's
not
it.
alright?
Squeeze both the chickens.
Yeah, you got to squeeze a chicken to produce an egg. That's what they say in Bagnet.
You have
Also,
many
her omelets
chickens.
weren't very good. If you're thinking about it, they weren't very good at all.
Mhm.
Anyway, I think
Yes.
Do you want the rest of the vision? Or
Yes, please.
okay,
Mm.
fine. So first of all, we were there were feathers crackling with lightning and a giant yellow eye. We fell and then we were in the snow. We saw the mountains and a frozen giant lake, a 70-foot shadow beneath the ice, banging against the ice, trapped. Then the ground opened and we fell. We hit stone, black rock around us, lava spraying overhead, and a giant city ahead of us with a river of lava surrounding it. Shadows were cooling it, though. We got pulled up and up, suspended 100 foot above the earth on a branch overlooking a valley. We saw leaves turning black and pus dribbling out. I had a woman crying, and from a formless face, "Hurry," said the words.
So
That was our last vision.
we had we recommend we. Oh, I asked that. Actually, this is something with Johnny as well. I asked that school to give us as much information about an ice thingy as well. Did he come back to us on that?
He had not yet.
Okay.
But at that moment, you
Hey!
hear
Cool.
outside, "Open up!
Yeah,
Yep.
you're such an idiot.
Oh, that's not the one I
I'm
asked to help
enjoying
look for
that
stuff for
button.
me.
I
That is a
wondered why you
great
had a little
button.
face like that on. I was like, why is Johnny's face like that?
And then,
Went all
kind of
day.
through the window, you see this head that you kind of recognise as the kind of quite cheery bard you'd seen yesterday, but his face is covered, somewhat ironically, in egg and just feathers.
Oh, someone
Morning,
squeezed the
everybody!
chicken.
Oh,
Someone
did
squeezed
you
the
try
chicken
and
on
squeeze
you.
a chicken? Yeah.
No, it was that bloody bastard cock, the talentless.
Nope, Johnny can't turn it off.
Longest swear word
I
I've
think
ever
I got
heard.
some
There we go.
tinnitus after that battle.
I've only heard language like that. And it sounded
Sorry.
like-
Anyway, I was a little busy last night, and it was actually marvelous. That's about that. But you wanted to know? Yes, you wanted to know this everything I remembered about the lakes of the north.
Were you in Wales?
No, I've never been on the sea.
Oh, very nice.
Okay.
There's a massive storm there, kills everything. So, what I did remember at about 3 a.m. this morning, actually, it was interesting. I was going to the toilet and I just thought, you know what? That's irrelevant. So I remembered that there is said to be a great lake with a monster that sleeps beneath, that slumbers for 10,000 cycles, and it will awake to eat the world and flood it to its death or something. But, you know, it's a very old tale, so maybe it's all I've got. I'll be honest, I really don't know that much. I need to really travel more to get more of those.
Where's
but
this lake?
I don't know. It's just a story. It probably doesn't actually exist. But what I can tell you is who would probably know.
That's exactly what I was going to
Oh,
ask
great.
you.
Okay, so just one exclamation mark to another.
Yeah, well, look, it's early. It's nearly 11 o'clock in the morning. It's barely a civilized time to be breathing.
Oh, actually, that reminds me, mate. Just before you tell me this, we actually last night while we were drinking, you talked about wagering that cloak in the bet that you lost, and you still haven't delivered it yet, mate.
Oh.
We were waiting this morning for courier.
Yeah, yeah.
They said
Courier,
they
you know,
would
the little
by
boys that
7
carry
a.m.
the
number.
packages.
Yeah, we've got
Hang
the
on,
tracking.
let him just take a memory check.
Yeah, let me roll a. Do you want me to roll a deception check by any chance?
I do, yeah,
Yeah.
because he's just rolled a memory check to remember shit.
I didn't do too well. I only got a 10.
He goes, hang on, didn't you turn down the cloak?
No, I'm
I
pretty
really
sure
feel like you turned down the cloak.
I don't think I turned it down. I think remember we were hopping over the fire, and then there was the thing, and then you slapped my bum, and then we did the arm wrestle, and then I think there was something. Maybe I'm remembering it wrong. You know what? But either way, carry on with your story, mate. Carry on.
Right, yes, sorry, I've just closed one screen to get to another. I need to reopen that one now.
In my mind palace, I need to just open another book of my mind palace.
So, yeah, what you need to do is you need to find, good luck, really. You need to find Renwi.
Okay. Who is?
Yes.
Who that?
She's a member of the Matron Circle.
And where's
She's
that?
she's the law keeper, really. When I say law, that's sort of really a scold thing. But she well, if I'm really honest with you, can I be honest with you all this early in the morning?
Of course you can, mate.
Good, marvelous. She's
You can tell me
every time
anything.
she's my mother.
She's your brother.
Mother.
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 God.
All right. It's early, mate. I get it. You know, you don't really speak to a lot of
I know
people
it's
that early. So
not
haven't woken up
even
properly.
midday yet. Oh, honestly, awful. You sort of see him wiping some of the purple velvety bits off him.
I'm ever so sorry. May I just ask? We've been trying to get to the matron circle for a little while. We were told we had to work our way up to it. But if your mother would know a shortcut, perhaps.
You know how sometimes mothers absolutely dote on their sons and just do everything they say and look after them? Yes, mine was not like that. She, how can I say it? She tried to educate me. So I would often tell her a story. Mother, I've just heard this story about a wolf that ate a small boy. And she would actually say, actually, that's a story about human hubris and how people shouldn't do these things. And she always took all the fun out of everything.
Is she one of the
Much
elders
like
by
my
any
mother.
chance? Is she
Good
one of the
mother.
man-hating elders by any chance? Because I can understand why she wouldn't.
Oh,
understand.
Ripper, we went over this yesterday. They don't hate men. It's just different. They
I think it
like
was
us.
the
It's just they
elders-
don't.
Elders that didn't like them.
They
wasn't it?
just don't trust us to own land or make decisions that affect the tribe. That's it. I mean, it's perfectly reasonable. I mean, have you seen most men? Look at it. It's nearly midday and
Well,
I'm
I
still
disagree with
drunk.
that. So hold on a minute. Would she come to your aid if you were in distress?
Oh God, you're not going to punch me, are you?
I'm not going to punch you. No, not
Oh,
me.
that's all right then.
Well,
Dog's night.
Wait.
may I ask?
It's just a question. It's just
That is a very interesting question.
I mean, either way, is there any kind of route to Fieldsfeld where this matron circle is, or
I've
a way
got
of
a-
communicating it?
Cunning plan.
Okay, these go well. Carry on.
Oh, don't worry, I'm a scold. Nothing could possibly go wrong. Well, that
My friend, you couldn't break a puzzle that took us less than 15 seconds to break. So I'm not quite sure I trust your brain.
look, just because you seem to have some kind of unwieldy elder knowledge of the Fae, I'm a master of stories and lore, not
It's
of.
so hard.
Oh, oh.
I know. Sometimes it's a bit like when you're looking for something in a
Bloody
room
plebs!
and you can't find it, and then somebody walks in and they see it straight away, and it's irritating.
Because you're blind.
Potentially.
Oh, okay.
But either way, you were about to say something about a very cunning plan. and I
Yes,
wonder if
well,
you could
suddenly I feel like it might not be the most appreciated, and maybe I should take my nice song that I volunteered to write about your companion there, and maybe I should leave.
Okay,
I,
that
I,
wasn't the
I,
deal.
I will
That wasn't the
definitely
deal.
appreciate your song.
I would definitely appreciate.
Wow, what's happened to you, Octavius?
I miss songs. That would be good.
Oh, I haven't written it yet.
Oh,
I'm going to write it. I'll write
All
it on
right,
the road.
plan B.
That's what I
Plan
mean.
B. 6. Sock him in the mouth. Let's see if
No!
comes along.
No!
No, let's.
I'll sock him in the mouth with my song. And then he's hoping
So
that.
I hate to disturb you, but what is the plan?
Well, I thought you'd. Well, that Faeza, young girl, trainee druid sort.
Oh,
She, yes, well, she is now of age to undertake the initiation.
Oh yeah,
If
she
we
told us
could-
about that.
Yes, if we could persuade her mentor to let her enter, you could possibly travel with her.
Okay. So
Now, this cunning plan has 47 simple steps.
Faeza! Faeza!
Number one,
Faezer's there with a book. One.
we need 4 turkeys, a small
it?
goose.
What is a turkey?
Delicious is what they are.
Oh, okay.
And at least 2 types of meat. Number 2,
Octavius starts to
cook
fall
breakfast
asleep.
using those implements. Number
Right.
3, I will eat breakfast. Number 4,
All right.
the plan begins. Around as he starts going to number 4, you see another head kind of stick just open through the door, and Faeza is stood there, and she goes, "Oh, hello, Ripper. You were calling me."
Yeah, this guy's trying to get us to cook breakfast, and he's trying to exploit you.
Number 7.
So he's trying to
3
exploit you,
inches of
so,
brocade.
if
Right.
possible,
How can I help?
you've got your thingy soon, ain't you? Dry Wizard tournament or whatever it's called, coming up soon, ain't you?
Initiation.
Initiation. That's the one.
What's a wizard?
Initiation. Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, for
well,
the thing.
I hope to. I'm still young, but I think I'm old enough. I could
I
basically
think
do that.
apparently you're of age. This guy said you're of age.
For the initiation, yes.
Yeah.
Yes. I know he's a dodgy
Um,
fellow, but he didn't mean it like that.
Do you
Yeah.
It's
make
a scold. Perfectly honourable.
do you
Yeah.
make the decision of when to take her initiation, or is it somebody else's decision?
I mean, technically,
No.
no,
Okay, so
I
who is
don't.
it?
It's my matron.
Where's your
Who do I
matron?
have to flex in front of?
Oh, she should be back soon, maybe kind of mid-afternoon, I would have thought. I mean, I was going to ask her to help me because, basically, obviously with your help, we and I held off, but mostly us, held off that entire invasion. So, I mean, that's enough to get me through the initiation, surely.
I
And
mean,
maybe because of your help, I can ask, because I know, remember you saying last night you wanted to get to Buildspell?
We'll have your back.
Well,
Yeah.
maybe what we could do is we could bear witness to how amazing you were in battle, and in exchange, you could show us to your matron who we want to
actually-
talk to.
I wouldn't want to lie, Docs. I mean,
Actually-
obviously I did my bit, but you all did tremendously as well.
I'm pretty sure I watched her kill everybody. Isn't that right, guys?
well, I mean, to be
I couldn't
honest,
tell. I was dead for most of it. So
Is it possible for me to take this initiation?
perhaps
Interesting.
Oh, I think
being a matron is also
you've got a dangler,
being,
mate. You're not allowed to be a druid up here.
perhaps
Oh,
being a
wow.
matron
you
is
shouldn't
also
let that hold you back,
it's important
Octavius.
to be
That's
it's
a
just a
shame.
designation. So
perhaps it's also
Oh,
important
okay.
to be part of a team and know your place within how to help here and there and help
Just
others.
like not talk over a team
help
member when they're
themselves.
talking, for example.
Well, you
That's
know.
one of the good things to learn, isn't it, Faeza?
Love you. So I don't think we need to elaborate too much because what you did was very, very useful and very,
Oh,
I-
Facer,
I-
thank you. That's so
And-
kind.
And,
I thought
and
the
the su-
tactics you
the
used
supporting-
were very clever, and must you have a very bright mind to have used those spells at the right time.
Look, this is getting...
The supporting
Weird.
statement is this. Also, we got dragged into a war that wasn't our own for a favour for this circle, and our request for defending your homeland, which is not any of ours, excluding Docs, is to let you into the tournament. I think that's fair. Otherwise, the next 200 we'll just leave them alone.
initiation.
Do you know what?
Initiation, whatever.
And you suddenly see, God, I nearly gave him his other name then. And you suddenly see Alfric turn around there when you say tournament, go, yes, a tournament of druids battling each other for the right. I like this, Ripper.
Yeah. I'll tell you what, Six has got some lyrics in his book to help you write the song about it. So maybe you two should collab on this.
Yeah,
one.
I've always thought I wanted to collaborate with a skald. I've never professionally taken my lyric writing. I've been doing it on our journey. I've never taken it professional. Maybe we should bat some ideas back and forth. Catch up.
Look,
you and I.
Six, you've got incredible muscles, and I can see that you're a fighting man. But one professional to another. I don't try twatting men with swords.
Well,
Leave the
that's not
words.
why, that's
That's
not what I
not
heard
what
you
we
say
heard
the other
last
night,
night.
mate, when you had a few
So-
meads in you.
That's entirely different.
Oh, maybe write what I know what you're saying. You're saying write what you know. I should actually write my lyrics about twatting people, as you say. I think this is good. I think I can do this. Maybe
Yeah,
change
it's
after
easy,
the career
right?
of
Like-
adventuring.
I
and maybe become full-time
See, my
skald.
job here is done.
So,
Now, if you excuse me.
Faeza. So,
Yes,
Faeza,
Fazer.
who is your mentor? Your matron?
I keep closing screens. Well, usually I work with Donag.
Okay, and is she close?
Well, she's at the circle at the moment. I have to talk to her this morning, and then she should hopefully be coming this afternoon. So you've got a little bit of time if you want to relax and just sort things out, and then I'll come and get you once I've had a word with her.
Okay.
Yes, if you
but
could let us know as soon as she's here, we'd very much appreciate that.
Maybe we could
Yeah, well, I've got
take
some.
a break until then. you know.
business I need to do before then.
Okay.
But as soon as I've spoken to her docs and got rid of council business, then I'll come and get you all.
Yeah, lovely. And if we can help you at all in your quest towards your initiation, then just let us know.
Oh, thank you, Faeza. That's so kind. Anyway, I've got to go and look after the sick still. I'm the only one here that can. And she sort of scarpers out.
Still need,
And at this,
still need a hand with the in the,
I'm fine, Ripper.
in the
It's almost like a
editing-
plot device to
editing ward.
exit. And as she runs out shouting weird meta things over her shoulder, you kind of see Alfric walking out the other corner, and the last thing you hear is dogs, ding, dogs, rocks, ring.
Oh no.
As he sort of disappears,
lyrics are
walking
beautiful.
out playing his lute, which is a nice point for us to take a break.
Yes, it is.
Yay.
Lovely.
Hooray.
We will see you back in a few minutes, people. Time to grab a drink, nip to the loo, and we will
gonna
be
clean the
back
bath.
briefly. Euphemism?
No, I'm
Rather
actually
bit.
in bath.
Welcome back, ladies and gents.
Hello.
So, you take your time. Is there anything you wish to discuss in the time before Faeza returns to you?
We're pretty well prepared, aren't we? I don't know if we need to sort of. We've got magic amongst us. I'm not sure if this is the kind of place where they would, they don't have a stall selling medicine and stuff because I guess they use their magic. So with Faeza in tow, we're probably okay for things like.
Has everyone got things like javelins, hand axes, those kind of things? Have they
Yeah, we'll have to go hunting
enough
if we want rations and food. I expect something like that. Docs, is that something that we might have to do? How would we procure rations and medicine in this place?
I'm gonna pass that question on to my manager, the DM. Yes.
Um,
I know?
runs over, hands over a little note that just says, yeah, you would, if you wanted to, if you're tracking your ammo, then you can easily refill things like arrows or javelins or hand axes here. At Blacksmith, they'd have some small, just standard quality ones that you could, they will trade you for the price of kind of saving the village They don't seem to have a lot, but they seem to be a generous people. In terms of rations and things like that, it is very much a kind of hunt as you go kind of situation. You've still got enough dry rations and things to last you. I'm not going to be overly pedantic on tracking rations, as we're not doing a survival campaign. But yes, for the sake of, you could stock up on some meager supplies, and between Doc's and Octavius's ability to, Doc's knowing the land and Octavius's ability to scout and kind of forage and live off the land, you feel pretty confident you'll be okay.
I can also summon small meal for us because I have good berry.
Good berry.
Thus making any survival campaign pointless.
Yep.
Distribute those as well, because we can chuck them in your mouth when you go down, give you 1 HP. Chew it.
Well,
Push it
yeah,
down
I'll
your
do it. Yeah, I'll do it in the mornings.
What was like? What's Treacle been doing this whole time, Johnny?
Treacle, roll a d6 for me.
Our favourite character.
Yeah.
2.
2. Okay. So, as you kind of walk out thinking, what do I treacle is, you see the herd of cattle and goats and sheep that are long-haired variety, big horns, kind of fairly weatherproof. You see Treacle. If a spectral bull could lean against a fence in the way that guy in a bar leans against the bar,
Yeah.
he would be.
Man's
and
beside drinking a smell of ice. Yeah.
that's the one. And you can hear him as you get closer. You kind of the static kicks back in your brain, and you can hear him going. So anyway, yeah, like I'm pretty big noise down in like Chinella. I like did this whole thing. Whoever heard of the Chinellan drift? I basically invented it. It's like this thing what I did. And yeah, and this one time I went to a library and it was filled with like all the books, and this other time I was in a cave and it was dark and I fell down and I hurted my knee, but I didn't cry because I'm basically amazing.
Yeah, he's fine.
I say again, my favourite character.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's fine.
World-ending storyline, deep lore. They like the talking ball. Players are nothing if not predictable. Yeah, he's having a grand old time. You can talk to him if you want, or just leave him to.
Nah, he's fine. Look, you know, wild bulls run free. You know, never be hung up or hung up like my man and me.
Sure. So around kind of mid-afternoon, the rain has changed from a drizzle, which is the standard unit this far south, to what I like to call a Sussex misting, which is where it doesn't look like it's raining.
You still
It looks like mist, but when you walk out, yeah, it's like walking into a wall of water.
You forget
Fine rain.
Kent is right next to Sussex.
you through.
It
Yeah,
doesn't stop.
Christine knows. No. No, but we didn't have this kind of rain in Bucks, you see, where we grew up because of the valley. Whereas down here in the lowlands, yeah, good old Sussex or Kent mist
Yeah,
everywhere.
That's being by the sea as well. I'll do it.
The southeast mist, we'll call it for equity's sake. Yeah, it's absolutely napping it down. And then you kind of see Faeza kind of walking up to you with another woman who's got kind of bright red hair, not flaming like Octavius, just a lovely kind of coppery auburn, and wearing green cloaks and holding this sort of gnarled wooden staff. And she's got a ferret on her shoulder as she walks up and says, "Well, good morning to ye. I hear you been of some help here to my assistance."
Oh, she was helpful to us. Very much so.
No, we helped her. Oh, yes. Yes, of course.
Yeah. We it's a 60-40 split. You know, like a 60-40 split. 60-40 us. You know, we did help defend your home country or whatever, but she did most of the coordination.
Oh, that's grand to hear. And she turns around and goes, "Well, Faeza, I think you're ready. If you can defend the village whilst I'm away against such a threat, I think it's time, a girl. And you see Philo just light up in that way that someone was expecting to kind of get a tongue lashing and then just suddenly gets praise. Like, oh! She's like, go and grab your stuff. We'll be gone soon. And you see the young tiefling girl just kind of rush off. Then Donna kind of turns to you all and says, thank you for what you did to the village. I know she did her part, but from what I can tell, Misty here, and she kind of points to the ferret, has had a look around the site. It seems like you lots did most of the work there, for which I thank you. It has not gone unnoticed. In fact, I'm here to offer an extended invitation to you. I hear you've been trying to get to the build spell.
We have.
Yes.
It has not gone unnoticed that you've helped people all over this place, and even though our ways may seem strange and slightly abrasive to some of you, you've still gone out of your way to help, and that's a thing to be honoured. So, if it please you, in about 20 minutes, we're going to head north.
All right.
Okay. That would be our honour. Thank you.
Grand. Well, grab your stuff and just come meet us by the roundhouse when you're ready.
I'm gonna go into Phyla and which is packing, right?
Yeah.
And I wanna pop my head in the door. Phyla, you got everything you need, right?
Oh yes, Six. Sorry, Ripper. I think so. Sorry,
It's
busy.
all right. It's all right. I won't turn the fact that just because we look the same, we've got the same name. But it's all right. No, I'm kidding, Johnny. Carry on.
Is is there something I can help you with?
Yeah, of course. I sort of take it. Come have a seat. Right?
Yeah, okay, quickly. And she kind of sits down in that awkward way that teenagers do, where they definitely have something else that they can't not think about because they're hyperfixating. Yeah. Just like,
So, can you? I want a little bit of fuckery here, Johnny.
Okay.
From you. So
wait.
I want to say to Philo, there's a certain thing that happens with people where I'm from, and when they're getting ready for training to become warriors or become magic in Indiri, we have this particular ritual that we do to help honor those that have come before us, learn from them, and take all that stuff into the future. And I would like to cast ceremony with coming of age. Now that, because you said she's come to that age. Now, it takes an hour to cast, but I just wonder if some fuckery, if we can use that to help her over the next time. I sort of basically want to sort of like have a little prayer with her. Or I can
Let me just check the spell description. Only because I'm very willing to allow this, possibly. All I want to check is that if we make this a precedent, the precedent doesn't come back to haunt us in some way in the future that is unexpected. That's why I'm typing D&D Beyond into the D&D Beyond search bar, which just goes to show what a day it's been.
What came up?
I think I broke the internet. It's like typing Google into Google.
It does take an hour. I'm happy to cast this in time, and obviously I sort of feel like providing everyone else is okay with it just sort of being a little thing.
Yeah, I like it a lot.
What does ceremony do in the meantime while we're letting
It does
Johnny's doing
quite a lot.
does a lot.
I will say, as a one-off.
Yeah, I'm alright with that. Just because
Yeah,
we've got
okay.
20 minutes. I think it's a nice thing to do for Faela.
Yeah.
She gets the D4.
Okay. Yeah. No, I will allow this. I
If
think
we're
you've
gonna help
earned
her
enough.
Pass her.
Yeah, you've earned enough street creds with Illuria at this point that I'll let you have an hour spell in 6 seconds.
Just this one time, yeah.
Just
That's
this one
right.
time.
And I just wanted to, so I sort of take her hands, I run her through like an Enderian prayer that we say for people who are and complete the coming of age ceremony. So she gets an extra D4. She has to make any rolls while she's doing her I cannot
Initiation.
I cannot get Triwizard Tournament out of my head. I cannot get out of my head. I'm so
Who
sorry.
put your name in the goblet, Harry?
Her initiation. If she has to do anything, then
I mean,
that will help her.
The joke's on us. When we get to the initiation, it is just going to be a hedge maze.
Yeah.
Hey, she's got to make checks. she gets an extra D4.
So she looks slightly awkward, kind of going through this prayer, and not so awkward that she'd back out. You can sense that she's trying to she understands what you're trying to do, and she wants to respect it and take part of it. But you also get the sense that religion means a very, very different thing up here, and it's sort of alien, but she's seems really grateful for the time. She went, "Oh, thank you. That was very kind. I don't know what I'm facing, so anything that helps. God, as long as I don't think I'm cheating, they won't think I'm cheating. No, I'm sure it will be fine. Thank you so much, Ripper.
I wouldn't be the man I am today if someone didn't take me through a similar ritual. So I hope it takes you through into the future.
Thanks. I'll remember that. Oh.
Viola will remember.
Right. Well, we had better go. And soon you kind of step out and you can see Donna going, right, come on, we haven't got all day, you know. And
Faeza
you
packed
see again
Ripper's bag for him, so all his bits in his bag already. And she passes
Just
it to him,
loincloths.
pretty much.
in fact, the bag is the loincloths all
Yeah.
tied together around his glaive.
Mage hand it. Just...
And she basically put your mead in your bag of holding for you.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I do have a bag of holding, yeah.
Yeah. And as you get to the tree, she says, right, we've only got one little bit of advice, I guess, for you when you get there. We don't really have a ruler in Nurmengard. We sort of just look after the people. But remember, you may not agree with them, but they're there because they care, and we do our best. Just as much as you can. Respect is good here. I'm sure
Why
we'll
are
all
you
get on
looking at me?
grand. You've done.
Why are you looking at me?
I'm not looking
Okay.
at you. I'm looking at Ripper.
What are you looking at me for? I've been nothing but respectful.
And she does.
I've been nothing
She's
but
got,
respectful.
she looks over at Docs and goes, "You're gonna cause quite a stir, you know, when you come."
I'm used to it by now, I think.
Just be ready. We've heard about what you've done, but others may not be so forgiving. And then she turns, and you see her cast the familiar spell by this point as this swirling portal appears in the tree. Go!
Faeza goes.
Come on.
Not
Yeah.
again.
Faeza jumps on Toots, and they go through.
Oh, was that you calling,
Calling
Treacle.
Treacle over. Yeah.
So, and it's like, I was thinking, like, maybe you would like to get the... Oh, no, I got to go! Coming, boss! And you just hear him
You know the rule in the pool.
running towards you.
I'll just
I'm coming! I think I've got the date there. Jumps in.
I'll make sure I'm the last one to go through. Just first impressions and all that.
And as Doc steps through, finally Donag and Viola kind of step through behind, and you feel that again kind of stretched sensation as you pop out. It is no longer raining. It's pitch black as you stand under a starlit sky.
And the monster's gonna come.
The moon is full, completely full, and it shines down on the settlement that you find yourself in, which is a strange place. The walls are patched with holes in them, mostly made out of branches and fallen logs laid sideways. If anything, these look like the shabbiest dwellings you have seen. The huts themselves, rather than being the traditional roundhouse you'd seen in a few of the villages surrounded by smaller habitations on top of hills or battlements, this seems to just be a craggy hill. And as you look up, you initially think, God, the sky's quite light tonight. And then you keep looking, and you keep looking until you're almost staring at the moon, and you see an unbroken line of peaks, completely white, the largest mountains any of you have ever seen. Even those from Indiri And again, Faeza, you've seen mountains, but these tower far above any you've seen before. Well, it's not a street. The rocks and the grass around you lead down to this crackling fire as 13 standing stones form kind of an exterior oval, essentially, not even quite a circle. They're not anything as complex as the menhirs of Stonehenge that have kind of, interesting shapes or anything. These are just 12 standing stones. Right in the middle of the 13, there is like a slab, and next to it, at an obtuse angle, is another stone that looks like a donut that's been rested up, so the hole is facing kind of, you can see through the hole, essentially not facing down. And oh, no promises. And surrounding it are 12 hunched and cloaked figures. You see Donag lean over to Faeza and whisper something. Faeza nods, and then Donag just walks off down. Faeza turns to you all and says, "We're going to be called in a minute. She's just got to go and introduce us and herself again."
Faeza, I am excellent at giving introductions, right? Please let me do this.
Is this a time?
You can do all of you.
Look, it's always a time to introduce. Like, listen, like, no matter who you are, you get introduced, you get announced, no matter what it is, right? Why not have someone hype you up?
No, Ripper. You can do that for you guys, but I'm part of the ceremony now. I've got to follow the path. It's all part of the initiation.
Ripper, why don't you save it for the after party? It'll be better appreciated then.
I mean, but she might not.
When a bride walks into the farmhouse where all the animals are, and then you announce to all the animals she's married, and all the animals go "Meow," and they're all very happy.
Just your beat poetry again.
I could write some poetry about the wedding ceremonies of Interi.
I think we should sit this one out, Ripper, and save it for when the beer is flowing.
Do we need you to like help you in any way? What's going on here?
I don't know. I just know that this path is mine to walk alone. That's the line they keep telling me. I have to just memorize that, and apparently everything will sort of make sense, and trust myself and listen. That's all they really say. I feel really underprepared, but that prayer did help. Thank you.
That's all right.
And then you hear this voice emanating up from the circle below you that just says, "Strangers, hail and welcome. Please, come and join us in the circle."
Whatever, like, I could do a better introduction than that, but like, whatever, that's fine. Yeah.
But this is their ceremony, huh? And I'll walk over.
So as you all walk down, you see them make space for you. And as you enter the circle, you notice that the hooded figures all seem to be women of varying ages and varying species. And at the... well, there's no head because they are forming a circle, but the one nearest the altar in the middle is... I mean, she looks about 500. She's all kind of craggy and hunched over. She's just got thinning grey hair that falls down. She has got vivid violet eyes, though, still bright and sparkling. She's got this long nose with a giant wart on the ends, and you can see kind of sticking out hairs from her chin.
Have we seen people with violet? No, that's Eberron. Don't worry. Carry on.
And she looks at you all and says, "And who approaches the circle?"
Hello, my name is Ripper.
I am Octavius.
And Faeza of Sawati.
I'm Sixsmith, captain of the 9th Interior Army, at your service. And I give a low bow.
I'm Lakrishnu.
And I believe you already know me. And I sort of lift my head.
Yes, yes.
Sorry, too much fancy.
As you all introduce yourselves, you see interested looks from everyone who doesn't really know what to make of you. And you can see a few faces there. You can see Burgett in the crowd, who was the druidess that you'd helped in Hingstead, or rather the matron of the druidess that you'd helped in Hingstead. You can see, I put her down there somewhere, Marta, who was the druid that you had helped in Deepwood. So you can see a few faces.
Is the one that portaled us to the Legion here?
Yeah.
Yes.
I give her a
Telling
death
us.
stare. Death stare.
Just kicked us
She
through a portal.
smiles at you knowingly, not as in like a, but more of a, I'm sorry, my son kind of look. And nonetheless, none of the rest speak. It's just the old lady, the elderest lady at the front. New word, TM. And she says, "Oh, so he returns, does he? After all this time, don't think that your stink hasn't corrupted this grove. We can sense the murder upon you. But you have helped at every time you have been called. Most peculiar. What have you got to say for yourself, Docs?"
I will say that when I did the awful deed that I did, I had no alternative. I didn't want to. I didn't have a choice. It was not out of evil, but of what I had thought at the time was the best course of action.
And you see another druidess lean over and kind of quite audibly whisper, "Necessity is the mother of invention. Sometimes we all tread paths we can't want to walk. Mayhaps you will be welcome here. If your path is led here, there must be a reason. Even you, we would bid welcome, if you hold the peace."
And I will sort of put my scythe down and my knife and the other knife.
And the other knife.
And the one in your
Yes.
boot as well. I've seen
Yeah.
that one.
Ilak, I knew it would be fine. I knew it.
And
Okay.
as you step back into the circle where everyone else is, there's a little bit of tension, as like you can sense that none of them want to stand next to you, but they also can't move, and what they're doing here is more important.
I want
um,
to proudly stand next to Docs and put my arm around him.
Okay, easily done. And then Granny this older lady turns to you and says, "Now, if you don't mind, we will commence our wrong voice. If you don't mind, we'll commence our business after this. There's something very important, and tradition cannot wait." And then she leans back and kind of motions, and one of the other druidesses shouts out, "Who comes? Who comes in the dark, alone, to face the matron's circle?" And you hear Faeza walk down, see her face lit, her horns looking darker than ever in the firelight. She says, "I have walked alone, my own eyes to guide me." "And what have you learned, girl?" "The darkness grows and only I can stand between." "Do you think you're ready for this?" And you kind of see Faeza falter for a moment, and she looks over at Ripper and just kind of smiles a bit and says, I'm ready." And you sense that there's kind of this deep ceremony that the others are moving towards as they kind of reach for ornamental objects. And then the old lady says, "On bugger those, we haven't got time, there's more important things. If you want to do it, you start tonight." Okay. "You will go alone. Well, almost alone." And she looks at the rest of you. "I'm sure none of you have been to an initiation before. This might seem quite strange to you. And it's not usual for us to reveal our gifts to outsiders." She pointedly glances at Octavius.
I was going to say
He just
he's-
like sort
he-
of looks over into the trees.
He already knows all about this. He does the same magic that you guys do. He's got a flaming bird as all.
Well,
Well, Octavius. Never
Yes.
before has a man taken the trial. Would you like to be the first?
I mean, what happens if I do?
Oh, I don't know. You'll die. You'll get lost.
Oh well, nothing that I haven't done before then.
Oh, marvelous. Now, I'm sure you're expecting something quick and easy. But this is not the way. For now comes the time to reveal something to you. Octavius, step forward. Join Faeza.
Okay.
As you step forward, suddenly, this old lady kind of just throws something into the fire like a green powder, and this green smoke rises up. And as the smoke rises, it sort of shapes into this vision. And it creates this vision of this forest in the smoke. And she says, "Once upon a time, our land was free. Creatures walked in peace, and love was everywhere." And then the next voice in the circle picks it up. "And upon that land came a great darkness." And the trees kind of seem to curl back, and these sort of almost shadow puppets of evil creatures and strange monsters appear in the smoke. And then the next voice picks it up. "And the darkness was driven back by those that we loved." And you see again, very similar to the paintings of the giants that you'd seen back in the temple many, many moons ago. You see these figures fighting against this darkness. And then the next voice pulls up. "But they fell alone for us." And the figures collapse, and darkness covered the land. And each character picks up a little bit of this story as the land for thousands of years turned with no one to watch it, no one to guard it. The north turned darker, ice began to form and crept ever southwards. Strange creatures rose in the night and began to attack further south, and only the druidesses could hold back its power. And so, druids come, and they take the initiation to come here, to add their power to ours, to hold the dark from preventing it travelling south. For we would wish our plight upon no other. And so we hold the power here, and if you complete your trial, it will be your job to cleanse this land. Several have gone on the initiation, but in the last 2 cycles, none have returned. Yes, Nan, we sent bloody loads of them off. None of them have come back, and let's hope you can all do better where they failed. Well, it's a dangerous thing, and this is your last chance to say no. Faeza. Octavius. Will you walk the path? Will you seek to hold back the darkness? And keep death from our door?
It's something I would do anyway. So yes.
Love it.
And you can see that she looks at you like, well, that's good to know. And Faeza just looks at Octavius like, damn, like that's like a cool rock star just dropped a line in front of a teenage girl. She's like, yes, I mean, I would, yes. And she goes, huh. Then your path is clear. You must travel to Balladur's Axe. Your journey, not the journey there, but the journey overall, is traditional. A year and a day you must travel, seeking to do good, bringing truth to the world, helping those that need help with no thought of reward. If you survive the year and the day, you may return and be one of us. Well, is that clear? You're all staring at me, looking really silent. It's really weird.
Oh, last time I opened my mouth around her, I got told off, so...
Not you! I'm talking to them!
Oh.
The lady says.
Still told off.
Yes.
And
I accept.
Faeza just nods. He goes, right, well, with that done, let's get some drinking done.
Oh,
And
Mama,
then-
do you mind if I ask you a question?
Is he talking to me? You talking to me?
Yeah. Someone about Faeza. What's that frozen lake thing that we need to ask her about?
Oh,
Are you the one who've got the singer's son? Wherever it is.
What?
I'm what my friend would like to say and ask is, we have heard that there may be one among you that might be able to help us with a group vision that we've had. Her name is Renwi, and we wondered if she was nearby.
Bloody Renwi, always Renwi, get over here! And you see a rather elegant looking fawn essentially stepping forwards. And it got a soft, kind of mottled white and grey fur. And she sits down and says, I hear you've been looking for me?
Yes. We, I don't know if you heard, but we've had a shared vision, and it concerns a figure under ice in a great lake that is struggling to get out, and we wondered if you knew where that lake was.
You're not the first one to come looking for this lake.
Oh, really?
Was it Hawthorne and
Hawthorne!
my sailor?
We think we let
centaur.
Hawthorne in here.
Oh, okay. Do you
We
know
don't
where
see
they
Hawthorne in years.
are?
My centaur. Now you know him then.
Has he been here?
Aye, he was here 6 months ago.
6 months. Okay. And were you able to help him at all?
He was seeking the lake. We told him, we warned him. There is great power there. Power that gives us our power. I fear he said he wanted something that lay beneath it. And he left. Whether he made it there or not, I do not know, for we did not take him.
Can you give us those same directions, please? We're also looking for something under said lake.
Well, yes, you were just instructed by Granny to go to Baladur's Axe. That's the name of the lake.
Oh, is it the same one?
Well, this can't be coincidence. It's from there that we garner a lot of our power. It's where we send our initiates, but they've not been returning. Something strange is happening there, and our power to hold this back grows weaker by the year. Darkness is encroaching ever further south.
We believe that there may be a source of darkness at the lake, stopping whatever is beneath from getting out.
God, by Ginder, that would be terrible. Right, well, we were to set out in the hour or so. It's still fairly early, so it shouldn't be too much of a problem. We shan't be taking tree, though. I would have a drink and a meal. The next couple of days might not be too pleasant for you.
Okay.
What's that?
We'll be travelling in an unconventional manner. I shan't say more than that.
You could though if you wanted to.
Yeah, I mean, look, we got to do the cryptic stuff from your Chaos Engine lackey, all right? No,
if
not
you're
lackey,
going to
sorry,
like
that's
ban
you
yet
over
slingshot
Just stop
us
saying
across
that because
there.
I get a bit confused about the whole thing when you say lucky.
there. Yeah.
Wait,
What is
you'll...
it? Is it horse? Is it griffin? Is it boat? Is it flying boat? Is it flying boat that goes on the ground? Is it
Boat
worm?
that goes
Is it
underwater.
big worm? Is it small worm? Is it
Oh,
is
the
it
small worm.
hawks? Is it sea turtle strapped
10
together?
of them all together under
Is
the
it?
feet.
It's, yeah.
Like a flying carpet.
Yeah.
Yes, like flying carpet,
Yeah.
exactly.
Yeah.
No, you're
Are we getting
going
carried?
to be going as Mist.
Oh, I never would have fucking guessed that.
I see why you didn't tell us. That was wise.
Thank
Yeah,
you for
yeah.
answering the question. Then.
Oh, right, no, it's...
Very much. Thank you. That
All
right,
that
if you
would have been a
excuse me.
very long list.
Right, I've got you. We need to drink as much as possible so we can get as much fluid in our body as right, and then we can turn into mist. Is that what you're saying?
Yes, Ripper. Now, why don't you go and make a good start over there on the mead?
That sounds great. Hello, me.
At this point, you see a couple of the Druidesses just walk over to Octavius and say, "Come with us, please." And they
Okay.
lead you off with Faeza. You're all still kind of within this stone circle lit. You can see each other at all times as they begin kind of opening some pouches and seem to be like grinding some berries of some kind. And they just put these marks under your eye and a star on your head and then another smear down your nose. and they seem to be chanting as they're doing this. And you can hear Faeza kind of whispering out of the side of her mouth that these are kind of traditional. These are called the Questers' marks, and you are expected to sport them during your year and a day until they fade. And they are.
What if I accidentally wash it off?
I don't think you can.
Oh. Okay. Thank you.
I think it's symbolic. I don't think you just got weird face makeup you didn't ask for.
Okay.
I
No,
think
that's
it looks
fair
quite nice on me actually.
I'll bring it.
You've really undergone a transformation.
Has he had a glow up?
Octavius.
Jesus.
And within a time, you see Octavius kind of coming back to you, basically just looking sort of a crude not crude at all, a very skilled representation of some of the woad patterns that you've seen on some of the other druidesses. Different, whereas theirs are all sort of flowing lines and sinuous shapes. His are slightly more angular, and sort of weirdly match his tattoo, of his Legion tattoo, and they basically start telling stories and having a party.
Interesting point actually. Is my tattoo now bleeding red?
I was going to ask that actually.
You look at your tattoo, it's not bleeding.
Mhm.
What happened to the thing that Ryan got? What happened to the thing that Ripper got when he was inside the spooky?
His tattoo?
Yeah.
Yeah, that hasn't come back up yet. Oh, sorry, his branding.
Does he still have the
Will I?
branding?
Oh,
Has
he
not
still
been
has the
brought back
branding.
up? Okay.
Yep. Not yet.
And then we went into this like cave, yeah.
And you can hear the druidesses as you guys are talking to some of them. You hear others talk about kind of the troubles of the land and them just trying to hold the darkness back, and others that there's not enough of them to travel and heal the villages, and that there always seems to be another thing happening, and that they've asked the Skalds to look into the troubles with Chinella and see if there's something that they can do, because they just don't have time to focus on mundane shit right now. They're literally holding back the dark and stopping the ice spreading. The Nurmengard kind of needs to take care of itself, which is why you've been seeing so many trainees running around. And then kind of after this time of food and drink and mead, Granny stands and goes, "Ah, 400 years and that never gets any bloody easy. You'd really think you could get warmer up here, but it's just got colder. Right, all of you in a line. Quick, I haven't got all day."
No,
Right.
Granny, you don't look a day over 375. I've got to say.
Don't flatter me. I can see right through it, you know.
I was gonna say him before she's 200.
That'd be an insult. It's too young.
And if you all line up, you see Faeza kind of just go there and line up. And several of the other druids come around you, and you see two of them step forth and kind of just say, "We'll be coming with you. Otherwise you won't be getting there safe. There's no trees between here and the ice, so we're going to have to go as mist. This could be a little bit uncomfortable. We're going to have to travel for about 10 hours. Then you're going to revert back. So we got to find somewhere safe in that time. And we're gonna
Vaporize me, mummy. Let's
It's
do
gonna-
this.
Right. You're going to need these." And they just hand you some rather shaggy furs at this
Point.
point.
Me goggles, like flying goggles.
And they said, "Don't worry, all of your things will still be here when you come back. It's just, well, you'll see when we get there." And these two druids look at each other and goes, "Do you want to... No, you take the first one, I'll take the second." Grant. And they begin kind of casting the spell. It takes about 10 minutes. And then suddenly, as you're looking at your hands, they kind of start to disappear. And kind of like they're turning into smoke.
I don't
Very
feel
weird.
so good.
So as Dogs is starting to melt, you can see that this has clearly happened to him before, and he goes, "I haven't missed this."
Oh,
Wow!
Joffrey.
Faeza-
No.
Faeza's Faeza can't knock her goggles down with her hands because they're missing more, but she's trying to make it so that they come down on her head so she can see what's happening.
And gradually, you all dissipate into a sentient mist, which essentially really speeds up your goddamn travel time.
Way.
I assume Octavius feels actually quite comfortable because it is like just druid shaping.
This is a level of magic you have yet to
Okay.
It does seem like
attain.
something Octavius would be pretty chill with, though.
I believe you haven't got Windwalk yet, have you?
No,
No.
it's that's 5th level. I'm 4th at highest.
There we go. So as you, there we go. So basically, 8 hours. You now have a flying speed of 300 feet around for 8 hours, as I misread the spell. And essentially, all you can do is take the dash action. At any point, you can choose to revert back to your form. You feel like you do have control. And as before your sentience goes, you hear one of the druidess casting the spell. You hear the other one say, "Follow me when we are in." And as you all dissipate, this cloud of mist just starts shooting off this darkened camp up towards the great mountain. Assuming you will follow, as you cannot communicate at this moment, you are just sentient clouds, you zoom across, and it takes most of the 8 hours just to climb the mountain, even at that speed. You manage to crest the peak and you find yourself in a mountain range that spans as far as you can see. You travel until the end of your travel time, whereupon you make camp. It's not a pleasant camp, it is the crevice on the side of a mountain ledge. The wind is howling. As your forms drop and you find yourselves reverted back to sentience or corporeal nature, you see the druidess who had been maintaining her concentration just kind of fall down in heaving breath. And the other one go, "You rest, we got the next bit." As you hear growls and the scrape of claws up the mountainside. As you all turn, you see this shields just explode out around you. You can sleep well. I'll guard this tonight. You'll be fine.
Got the D&D equivalent of the call of the void when you said we crested the mountain peak. It's like, I transformed back into a man.
So you can choose to sleep through the night.
Yeah, let's see if let's test their mettle.
I
Let's have a good
cast
night's sleep.
good brews before I sleep.
Okay.
We're at the peak of the mountain, yeah?
Yeah.
I mean, it would be completely remiss of Lack not to meditate at the top of a mountain.
Yeah.
Like, it has to do it, right? So
Yeah.
I have to meditate at the top of the mountain, shard in the spaghetti legs,
Yeah.
just
As
sit
you-
there, spear across his legs.
For
wait
shits and
the sun to
giggles,
rise.
roll me an insight check. That feels like a meditative skill.
Let's give that a go. Ooh, 26.
Damn, it's good meditation.
Wow.
So
it's
dis-
the perfect place, top of a mountain, isn't it?
Well, you say that, and despite the fact that as Six and certainly Octavius would feel a little uneasy looking around, as you can literally see like claws ramming into the shield and hear scraping against it all night. Lack manages to tune it out. He just hears the wind whistling. Lack, you have advantage on one roll of your choice in the next 24
Oh,
hours.
I also meditate, so
We all meditate in a
we
line.
all bloody meditate. It's amazing. Love
Well, bloody
I
meditate,
do.
eh? Dawn comes. And the druid who's holding the shield,
She does.
no, stops. You see her drop the shield, kind of panting, as the other one arises and goes, "We go again," and just casts the spell again, and you turn back to mist.
Johnny, stop. Oh.
I've been holding it together for the last half hour, mate. Just let-
Sort your brain out, man. And then you are ejaculated down the mountain.
Oh, come on! Come on!
Low-hanging fruit. And those are there too. And as you reach the bottom of the mountain, this takes you about 2 or 3 days. I'm going to say your advantage can carry over into the next session. You finally after spending 3 very uncomfortable, cold nights, even with magical fire and the shields and your furs, you're barely staving off exhaustion as the temperature has gone glacial, and none of you.
Bearing in mind, I was 1 level of exhaustion before we did this, so
No, but you've
am I
taken a
still
long
1 level of
rest.
exhaustion?
No, you've all taken rest, so I'm not
Okay, so
making you
I got
roll
a
at this
proper- I
point.
got a proper
You are
rest.
with people who are essentially maintaining the temperature at the moment and keeping you all safe.
Right.
And you see Faeza kind of just shivering through the night, casting kind of cantrips to help keep the fire going and keep you warm. And even with your best, well, not your best spells, but all the spells you would normally expend to protect yourselves in these environments, it is still damned cold, as it would be at the top of a mountain in the Arctic region, essentially.
Except for Faeza, because she got the little cube thingy.
Yeah, that's true.
More
What cube?
big
Thermal cube.
thermal
Oh,
cube.
yeah.
Got pocket?
Yeah, again, it's one of those things that there's a long way difference between being warm enough to not freeze to death and being comfortable.
27.
thermal cube.
That's true.
The thermal cube definitely means that you are not in any danger of freezing to death. Comfortable, certainly for someone from the tropics, is a different matter. And on the end of the 4th day, essentially, you crest the peak of the mountains and you see, as far as the eye can go, a giant, frozen, open expanse. As you land on the dense packed snow and ice, reverting your forms for the final time, the druids turn to you and say, "And this is where we leave you. From here on in, it's all up to you."
My nipples are so hard. It's freezing out here.
And that's where we're going to end tonight's show. Well,
It's like a Top Gear last time on my nipples are freezing.
I regrettably, towards the end, it did have the tone of Top Gear as well, didn't it? Yeah. There was a big, giant, you go over the crest, and there's a huge, icy crevasse. Oh, okay. Thank God you said that. Okay. All right. Okay. My mind is somewhere else.
Anyway.
This mist walk
Anyway.
goes at 300 foot a second.
But only if you have 5th level.
5th level spells, y'all. So you are officially now at the
Level 9
entrance
now.
Oh,
to
level 7.
Beladur's Axe.
Level 8, 9. Level 9.
Gone up a level.
When?
No.
God was up a
Oh,
level,
fuck.
surely.
Well, I was only
Come
half
on.
listening, and then like, oh
God damn
man,
it.
I was so excited there for a second.
We
Aw.
killed like 105
Fucking
people.
hell.
Yeah, and you'd only just hit
Obviously,
level
no,
8.
We had hit level 8 ages ago. Obviously, what we need to do, Joffrey, is go and find a village and murder 210
Yeah.
Yes.
people.
That's the one. Yeah, murder
Which is why-
hoboing will
which
really
is
help.
why no DMs ever do XP anymore.
Yeah.
Why don't we just grind on every 1 XP creature we can find? If we kill enough, if we depopulate the planet, then we can,
Hey, that
Get
that
level
solves
12.
some of our
Yeah.
issues.
What was
doesn't
it? What was
Yeah,
it?
that's
Kill
the-
balls
chaos.
until level 60.
Yep, South Park it. Well, next time we'll pick up with the actual dungeon crawl portion of this adventure again, which would be nice. It's been a while. Joffrey, your first dungeon crawl with us, which would be lovely.
Yeah.
I punched the door.
Man, a few words.
Oh,
I mean,
can I?
it's your first dungeon crawl with me. so-
Oh, shit,
Oh.
yes, Joffrey.
Can-
Touche,
Can I
salesman.
safely assume that because we brought Treacle through the portal with us, Treacle has also been mystified and brought with us?
Hang
I
on,
think
1,
it'd be-
2, 6, 7,
Toots.
8, 9. You Toots or Treacle, because they can only take 10, and they
Well,
are
it's
there's
obviously
2 of them.
Treacle, isn't it?
No.
It's obviously Treacle, isn't it? Like,
Treacle's in your
Can't-
brain.
Can't you
Treacle's in your
resummon Treacle?
brain.
Yeah, Treacle can be
Resummon her.
resummoned,
yeah,
right?
and Faeza can rebuild.
Yeah, that is
Toots.
also true. But we flavoured.
No,
we
no, no.
flavoured
Actually,
Toots differently, haven't we?
wrong. You cannot. If you haven't got the original body like we had after the battle, then she has to
Have be
rebuild a
whole
new
new
one.
Shield defender, so it wouldn't
Well,
be
let me
Toots.
listen. I'm gonna.
And there's
waste,
no workshops kicking around here where she
I'm
can spend
gonna-
weeks building
I'm
something.
gonna waste a spell slot.
No,
to
Ryan,
bring the
get him
best
get him
character.
to travel to us. But like, let's see how long it
Over
takes him to
time.
get to us.
I mean, to be fair, he is spectral, so he wouldn't take any of the ice damage, which is the vast proportion of the damage.
Yeah. Get him
There's
to
a
go,
chance he
But
could
maybe
get
he
there.
just-
Him, just use
And
spells,
then
pull him-
we could do a one-shot, you and me, sometime called Treacle's Big Adventure,
that'd
where
be
we
great.
see if he can make it.
I love it.
That's
yeah,
great.
What are you?
Yeah,
that's
just
canon
figure
now.
out
It's
figure
happened.
out how far we've travelled, and as a warhorse, he travels what 60 feet around, so 120 feet if he dashes. So figure out. How
Yeah,
long
but
his
he
round
doesn't
goes.
need to sleep. He
180.
doesn't need to sleep, does he?
Exactly.
So
Yeah.
180
Homeward
if he dashes.
Bound, a D&D adventure.
Treacle's sounding quite a lot better than Toots, to be fair. Now I'm thinking about it. Isn't it? Toots is a bit lame. So
Listen,
Yes,
Toots-
Christine.
Toots doesn't
Yes.
have to eat. Toots
it's a
doesn't
middle
have to
finger,
10
by the way,
o'clock,
for anyone who's
Toots
still
doesn't
listening on
get
the
affected by
podcast.
cold.
So after the watershed.
You know, Toots doesn't be affected by cold. Toots doesn't have to breathe or eat either, and it only moves at 25.
Well, we can do a
feet
race.
per round.
Is that what we're
No.
going to do? Let
Toots
and
goes at
Treacle do a
40
race together?
foot.
The
That's a one
initiation.
shot. That is.
is that the ritual? The initiation ritual is a race.
A race
Can
between Toots.
Treacle, can
Toots and
Treacle
Treacle.
touch
And the
anyone
bird's
or
the
kill anyone,
adjudicator.
or can Treacle actually battle?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah,
as well as
that, maybe.
Toots.
yeah,
Nah.
100%, mate. He's just got to run at people at a distance, you know. He's got a dive bomb. That's what he's got to do. He's got to run.
Right,
charge
okay.
We
people,
love Toots. Toots is
knock him
definitely,
out. And he gets an
definitely.
extra trample
They've
attack.
both got their
I
versatility.
like
No,
Treacle
fine. You
too,
can
but
bring- you
don't,
can bring-
don't make
You
me
can bring
choose.
Toots. You can bring Toots.
She's had a
Or
month
just-
with Faeza of not even offering tea. If you take Toots away, that's it.
I know.
We're in trouble.
Yeah, it's,
Yeah, 105
the
is
combination
not enough
of
after
the
that.
catapult and toots
Yeah.
was pretty.
All right. I'll just waste a spell slot summoning
Well, you don't
before
look.
the dungeon crawlers.
Get,
No,
get
I'm
him to
kidding, I'm
run,
kidding.
and then if you need him, summon him. Right, that'd be fine. Get him to.
Yeah,
start
he could
making
definitely.
his
I
way
mean,
here.
you could have told him before you went. I'll let you retcon and say that you'd said
Send him
you
with
try
Rob.
following us because we can
Yeah.
only speak to him for a mile, and you've just travelled hundreds of miles.
Exactly. Yeah. meet
I
me
love
here
the
and
idea
pull
of
up a
them
map
running
and just
together,
point it.
like a race to get there. That's so good, isn't it? It's like a
We,
Pokemon.
Ryan,
episode or
we should
something.
genuinely do not like if using 5e because it would be horrific, but we should find another system where we can do like a really story-heavy adventure, like Genesis, and maybe do a Treacle's Big Adventure over the mountains.
And
That's
he
awesome.
meets a
I like
bunch
that.
of animal friends along the way, and that's what
Squirrel.
we can all
He's
play.
a squirrel
Oh,
friend.
that'd be so good. And we
When
all
he
play little
finally
characters.
gets there, when he finally gets there, we're in real trouble in the dungeon, and then this entire animal
Yes.
arm
Yes.
comes and
Oh,
gets his
that's
ass.
so
Like,
good, isn't it?
Maybe he's got like a really stupid chicken friend, like on Moana. That would be cool.
Yes.
I think
To be
that's
fair,
Are you
Ripper.
nominating yourself to play
Actually-
that?
Is Ripper actually
I would play that
Treacle's
character.
chicken?
I was gonna raise the point that you guys said you were like like big law dumb animal that people love. People love that chicken in Moana, and it's
Oh,
a dumb
I
love
animal.
that chicken.
So
Great animal.
And
know what I'm saying?
central to the plots.
Mhm.
so is Treacle. So
Yeah.
Treacle's actually the Dark Lord of Chaos. or
Okay, we're gonna
whatever.
play that. We're gonna do that one shot.
That
That'd
one
be
shot would be
awesome.
fucking ace. I've wanted to be an owl since they brought the class out in Strixhaven, right? So yeah, I want to be like can I be like a detective, like a Sherlock Holmes owl? I don't know. I'm just inventing it now. That's exactly what I want to be.
Oh,
In
yeah.
my
Well, if
brain,
we
that's
do
like
it,
Owl from Winnie the Pooh.
Yes, yeah, like Owl from Winnie the
So,
Pooh,
like,
but like before
Supposed
he's
to have
retired.
book smarts, but
right?
not actually read a lot of books.
But yeah,
not.
100%. Because he's
Literally
definitely
an
retired
owl.
in Winnie the Pooh, isn't he? That's definitely like he's retired up in his little. He's got his
Mhm.
tree house or whatever.
Oh.
But beforehand, was he like a cool cop on the?
I've got a
beat?
Winnie the Pooh related fact for you. As long as you don't put a T-shirt on him,
Mhm.
Winnie the Pooh is now in public domain.
Oh really?
Yeah.
Oh
Yeah.
wow.
The one with the T-shirt is Disney owned, but obviously the
Fascinating with
original.
the A.A. Milne sort of
Great.
novel character. Yeah,
I
of
know
course.
exactly who we're
So
meeting
basically,
on
you'll
our
never be
adventure.
able to do the one
Gonna
with the
make
t-shirt because
Pooh
it's Disney.
Yeah.
owned.
Yeah, so they'll claw that out.
Let's be honest,
Disney
though, the next
Corporation's
one
cold
shot we
dead
do
hand
is
never.
now definitely going to be a Winnie the Pooh, a non-Disney based Winnie the Pooh. No Gopher. That character was created by.
Didn't they
Disney.
just
Do you know what? I have never seen the Disney Winnie the Pooh because I only grew up with the old books that my
But I
grandmother
also
read
say
to
that
me.
Disney Winnie the Pooh is
So,
one of the best
dunno.
things I've ever seen in my whole life. It's up
Although
there with
Right.
everything
with the
I've ever
heffalumps
loved.
and the woozles, it goes
Yeah.
a little
Yeah.
bit weird.
It's so trippy, man. It's amazing. Oh, I love it.
Didn't Disney just extend the copyright laws again?
Yeah. Well, it's great to know that in your big epic quest to save the world, the thing we're most excited about is Treacle's big day out.
Yeah.
Of course it'll be. And I will do my best to play an honorably play a treacle that represents your representation of it, Johnny.
Oh well, I believe you truly are treacle. I'm just channeling,
Oh no,
Little
that's his
brother.
impression
Is
of
that
you.
Is that how you like the little brother
Yeah.
view, isn't it?
yeah.
I'm like,
It's like
when-
adoring little brother.
When we went climbing during the Christmas break, and I was like, oh, maybe we should do this, that, and the other, and put your foot here and do that. And all Johnny heard was, "Don't need to get up that
Well, you were standing with my little brother, you see.
Exactly.
So when Sean and I were stood behind you, it was just like, oh no, oh, there's some, oh.
I just want to.
Why aren't we the handsome ones? Look at us. And Sean and I were standing there going, yeah, it's true, we are the handsome ones. But bless you for trying. That was good. That was good fun, wasn't it? The climbing. We didn't mention that at the top of the show.
No, yeah,
You-
we managed to go to a climbing centre. We found somewhere equidistant, didn't we? Reasonably.
Yeah,
so,
basically, yeah.
For now, where was it?
And-
Tunbridge Wells.
Tunbridge Wells. And the great news for all of you that really don't care is make you two laugh when you were giving me shit about not warming up properly.
Uh-huh.
I couldn't move my shoulder for 3 days.
There you go.
You got to warm up and warm down, man.
I did
went-
warm up. We
I went
climbed
climbing-
for 3 hours.
Climbing's not
I did
warming up,
that.
man.
I climbed that once, and I'd clung on so tightly I couldn't unclench my
Yes.
fingers. All
crimp.
the what is
claw.
it called? I can't remember.
Claw.
Yeah,
Forearms.
forearms. Thank you. My forearms were just so tense for a good day.
you go.
It was like-
You know what? Those are perfect chicken squeezing hands to get the egg out.
and
Full
Useless.
circle.
I've still
Come
got
full
that sticky
circle.
chicken. It's still not
You
come
used to
useful
have the.
yet.
I was thinking about that the other day.
It's like, what the
Oh
fuck
my
do I use
God.
it for in a fucking mountain? I don't know. I'll figure it out.
When the Lord of Chaos arrives, sticky chicken.
Sticky chicken.
Yeah.
We'll find out if it's really
perfect.
Lurian or if it's just you, Floki, all the
I
time.
feel like we've
Got a
said
sticky
something
chicken
that
stuck to you.
triggered Johnny a little bit.
Amazing magic item shenanigans. Don't stick it to one of the central characters.
Mate, you
They are
gave
a
it
cat.
to me.
Yeah, forever
No.
and ever. Just like
Technically,
there's
you
a
still
chicken
have
just stuck out the forehead of a
half a
giant
deck
god.
of.
And you still have
Fuck,
half. a
you're
deck of
right, you're
Demented.
right.
Yeah, we have a.
What? This
Yeah,
deck
that
right here.
deck, yeah.
I still have all the cards picked out and left on my desk. They're there. I will absolutely just shuffle them like that, so I'm not looking at them. And when you want to use them, they're right there. I'll shuffle them on stream before you, and I won't even look, so I won't know what's coming.
I don't like your face. I don't like Johnny's face. He's got all of the same one. That's why he's smiling
Yeah.
so much.
Just 10
Death.
death.
Die.
Death.
Die.
Yeah.
Death.
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 Well, that would be
Cake.
exciting.
Death. Death.
Cake or death.
No, but the cake is always a lie. So
Oh,
It's actually death.
talking of
lies.
social media memes, Ryan.
Yeah.
Where can people find social media?
That was
memes.
almost a good. If you have a better segue than that, then you can come find us at Blood Song Party on Twitter or Blood and Song on Facebook and Instagram, and let us know how you would have ended the show. And that's the best place to hit us up on social media. We also have individual social media. I don't know if anyone wants to call that out for any business reasons, but if you do, speak now.
Oh, I can't remember mine. Offworld_colony. I can't remember.
Yeah,
We've got a
mine
slash
is
to check
mine
that
is
out.
Green Eyes Ryan. If you want to find me, so
Mine, my Twitter handle is @sometimes tweets because I sometimes tweet, and
you
it's
go.
very often nothing.
I
to
knew
do
you'd
with
have a
reading.
cool handle. I
Did
knew
ya?
you'd have a cool handle.
It's
Yeah,
good.
it's just.
It's only because I genuinely don't tweet.
Jenny doesn't-
Got in there early for just a whole word. Sometimes tweets.
Yeah,
That sounds like a contested
Yeah.
username.
okay.
Yeah, not sometimes tweets 1, 2, 3 or any
No,
of that
just
nonsense.
At sometimes tweets.
Yeah,
that's good.
That's
If,
pretty
if
awesome.
there's anyone else, follow.
You
us
can
on
find me at EarthSembers on Twitter, and I normally tweet about loads of tabletop stuff and book stuff and music stuff and nerd stuff. That's what I do.
Fair.
Yeah.
I'm just at Dan the Cruz because I'm old, right? So don't come up
It's
with
all right.
anything
Mine's
cool.
at Bradley Kershaw. Don't worry,
There
Dan.
you go.
I used to have an at JD Girolamo, and I had to delete it because students kept finding it. So I had to come up with something that
I'm
students
just
would
popular
never
and
find.
people
I
want
haven't
to
used
find
my
me,
Twitter
so,
in
you know,
6
it's
months,
easier.
so
Yeah,
true.
I'm Joffrey Alcina. I probably should change it.
No, you have to be cool if you're cool, not cool.
got to own it. Got to own it.
Yeah,
I am
just add
Totally.
official at the end, and you.
Oh my god, Jeffrey Alcina official. I
Yeah,
love
that's
it.
Yeah.
Oh,
Now I'm gonna sign that up tonight, so you have to pay me money to have it.
Oh dear. Well, on that note, ladies and gentlemen, we will bid you good night and hope you join us next week to pick up the adventure. Until then, may the Great Mother guide you in all that you do. Farewell.
Bye.